All right. Bitch. Okay, guys. We're vibing with Sai and with Barbie whenever Barbie gains consciousness and joins us. But for right now, we get Sai. So. Yellow.
Driving.
Oh, Barbie's still driving?
Oh, wait. I can't hear you in Discord. Damn it. Hang on a second.
Quick, everybody say the meanest things you can about Sai. Quickly. Quickly.
Can I say something?
Yellow.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Alright, let me turn up your volume a little bit. I have like 100 tabs open.
Discord always like switches my audio on me every time I connect to a VC.
That's usually how it works. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me scoot this over. Okay, will you say something really quick?
Hello?
Yeah, one more time.
Hello? Hello?
There we go. Much better. Oh my gosh. Hey, what is up? Slay, slay, slay. How are you?
I am here to gossip.
Oh, I love Gossip Girl hours. I'm
so excited that... Oh, sorry. I'm so excited that Barbie wanted to talk about Jar, too. Because I've been following that.
Barbie is such a little goblin. Such a little slop goblin. And I love that about her, honestly.
Yeah, she's been on your stream a lot.
I think it's been a few times. She was really in on the Lio Convoy shit. She was a really big fan of that, which, you know, love or hate her.
I never caught up on that, but I've been telling my fans we're not becoming the Senate. I can already tell that's just cancer.
Yeah. It's a little sussy wussy, but I mean, nonetheless, I know that Barbie loves Gossip Girl hours, and who doesn't in this day and age? So I love and respect it.
Yeah, it's like Jar just had to happen at the same time the June video dropped. He just had to pull some shit.
I have been trying really hard to keep up on that. I want to read the whole logs, like all the log leaks, but I can't. Nobody has sent them to me yet.
Oh, it's crazy. I think Chris the Narc went over the one Cindy had with the kid, and yeah, they're bad. They're really bad.
Yeah. I listened to Chud Logic talk to, what's his name, Mr. Robot, or whatever.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
Is that who I'm thinking of? The one that was like trying to quest?
He's called Just a Robot.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, Just a Robot. Yeah, he was like trying to quest, and it's like, meh.
Like, he was saying the wildest stuff too. Like, he didn't even know how bad he made himself sound. It was incredible.
It was quite a performance. I just personally, I don't know. I wouldn't ask Chud Logic for feedback unless I was ready to get like fucking crucified. But that's just me personally. Like, I know that I'm about to get violently assaulted.
Just a Robot sent his video to Chud Logic thinking Chud Logic would give him a boost.
I mean, he did. He did, technically speaking.
Yeah, he was pissed. He raked him over the coals. He's like, yeah, you were trying to use me, weren't you? And Jar was like, well, yeah.
That was banger content. Big fan.
And yes,
big fan.
Courtney was asking, I'm going to be reacting to Lily again next week. I didn't have a react this week because I had to take my dear old grandma to one of her appointments, so I quit stream completely.
Boo, old people.
No, my grandma's wonderful.
Okay,
I went over there to where she's living right now today because they were bringing a bunch of goats over from the college so they could pet the goats.
Ah, okay. All right. Respect. Respect.
Petting goats with my grandma earlier. I'm very interesting.
That's the way to do it, I guess. I suppose. All right. I am hoping and praying because Barbie has quite the autistic tendencies. I think that Barbie is like 100% gonna have like a whole legal notepad full of shit to talk about, which I love for her, to be completely honest. So.
No, like I just like a few of the Jar things stick out in my mind, which I'll probably bring up to her because he, like I said, he said some wild shit.
Yeah, I'm sure that she has quite the scoop.
Well, it was zero self-awareness too. He's just like, oh, minors, if you make a hot character, of course people are going to draw porn of them. It's the internet, so you just have to deal with it. It's like...
That's certainly a take.
Yeah. He was acting like it was like the most normal thing in the world, yeah.
I think, if anything, being on the internet has taught me that, like, surprisingly, a very small amount of people are normal.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, the internet is full of freaks and autists, but, you know...
Which, I mean,
That's my
is upsetting to me, but what are you gonna do?
Except now you interact with half of us, so.
From afar, with like a pole. I'm like, please don't come that close. Please don't come close to me.
You've got like a rope around you got a rope thing around yourself. You got me like, on the end of a pole. Okay, like, stay 5 feet away.
Exactly. I'm like, don't touch me, please.
And I will infect you with a nerd, and you'll become a nerd too.
I think a nerd is fine. I think the weird gooner shit is not. But yeah, everybody likes different things, I suppose.
Yeah, but like this dude is like bugging people to get into voice chat with him so he can fall asleep to their voice. It's like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
That's like you've never felt the warmth of a woman style shit.
Hello.
Oh my god!
Hello.
Hi, Queen.
Is this a VTuber?
I'm not a VTuber yet. I'm a ping-tuber.
Uh-oh, you better watch out. I heard Twitch is coming after all of you guys.
Good, I sure hope so.
I'm not gonna be that kind of VTuber, if I have a rig.
Panto, thank you for the $5, dude. Panto says, hi, Malcolm. Hi, Sai. Excited to see the stream. I was a huge Cine fan when I was around 11 to 16. Even was on a VC stream with her once. Sorry, Barbie, go fuck yourself. But that was for you and I, Sai.
No, oh my god.
Well, see,
yeah, so Cine Bear is trash, and I don't know. I don't know what it is about. As a woman, there is nothing that makes me more upset than female predators who get given passes by people. Why are you doing this? Like, Mary Kay Letourneau should have been strung up by her toes and pelted with stones, not allowed to marry her victim. But thankfully, she died from breast cancer, and I hope she's rotting in hell right now.
Well, I think with Cine, she isn't getting a break.
I hope it was painful, too.
Just a Robot is the one out here, like, trying to defend her and get her out of it and promise her he's gonna get her out of it.
Well, yeah, but now Just a Robot did exactly what he was meant to do, which is be a useful idiot and get used as a shield. Lily Orchard also has been a mean old cuss since she was born. What is wrong with that woman? Holy shit.
I was telling Sai that you probably have, like, a whole notepad full of shit that you're ready to bust the fuck out for the Lily Orchard stuff. So I was like, we'll wait for Barbie before we get started.
So many timestamps, so many notes.
What did I say?
I know too much about Lily off the top of my head at this point. I don't like understanding how she thinks, but I do.
What did I tell you?
What do you mean understand how she thinks?
Like, I started to see patterns the more I reacted to her and how it all just ties back into her personal bullshit and her own grudges and stuff. Everything she does.
So can we agree, like, a lot of these people, like, Tara was obviously her.
Yes, obviously.
I don't even believe that her wife is a real. I don't know that any of these people are real. I think that they are all just shades of Lily.
The wife is real. The wife is real.
She does have pictures with the wife.
Crimson Ender has a theory that they're not legally married, but Lily has told her that they are.
I would believe that. Lily sounds that manipulative.
And yeah, recently some of the Kiwi Farms people found like a clip that kind of hints that might be true, because Lily was like, "Oh, I filed all the paperwork for us. Don't worry about it, hon."
Filed the... Yeah. You know what? Whatever you Canadians do, I don't know if you have to have a Canadian goose officiate your weddings. I don't know what goes on up there, but it sounds goosey-goosey and all over the place.
It sounds like they just got a marriage certificate and didn't really have a ceremony or anything. That's what it sounds like. But Lily could have just very well said, "Yeah, sure, hon, I totally filed all that legal paperwork," because she was supposed to emigrate.
Lily is too disgruntled for someone with access to free healthcare, because I don't know why nobody has suggested that you go talk to a therapist and figure, like, all of that anger is going to make you have wrinkles way too before your time.
She claims she has a therapist. She claims she has a therapist. I don't believe her, but she claims
I mean, to still be that full of anger and piss and vinegar and still be a mean old cuss, I don't get it. Like, she's just lashes out at everybody.
Oh yeah, and she has, like, you can see it go all the way back in her history. The June video really, like, encapsulates that she's just always been this way.
Oh, what is it? So every comment under that June video is, "Wow, this is really brave. Get ready for the next 6 years of your life with this stalker who's going to be A-logging you," is terrifying. Like, people aren't like, "Wow, you just blew her out of the water." It was, no massive creator has come after Lily on this way, and she will be foaming, frothing at the mouth upset with you.
So far, she's ignored him, but she's already had her fans dox me. She said my legal name on her stream. You know,
Why does she not see that as a problem? She's a trans woman.
No, because rules for thee, but not for me. That's what Lily's all about. She doesn't like. She is a complete hypocrite on like just about everything.
I'm not calling her Orchard. I'm calling her Lily Pete.
I thought that was so legendary. It's reverse cultural appropriation. That was fucking crazy.
Barbie, we also call her Lorch as a nickname. If you want to adopt that one. Lorch. Because Lily Orchard, so Lorch. Yeah.
I mean, as a lurch, I like that. I think personally, a power move on my part is whenever somebody has like a nickname or something, like let's say Jim, I'll call you James because I know that has to infinitely make your eyelid twitch. So Lily is going to be Lillian from now on, for me at least.
Lillian? Well, it's apparently
Lily. Oh yeah, but... you know what? If you choose that name, just like with Ethel, insufferable. What did you guys think of the videos, though?
Well, so here was my thought. So I'm gonna get it up. I'm obviously not gonna replay it, but I figured we could just go through like each of the designated sections of it, and then just like give commentary for each section because I think there's like 15 like quote unquote sections or whatever, and then just go section by section.
Well, that's the thing. I was hyping it because I've been a fan of Joontheking for years, and I knew he did really, really good documentary videos that are like no frills, just the facts. So I was super excited to hear he's doing one on Lily because Malcolm had said it. There wasn't one resource of all of her crap all in one place, and now there is.
No, and now there is, which is great. Hearing Poppy's voice in that video though was
jump scare.
I mean, insufferable.
Jump scare.
Insufferable.
Though one thing you might notice, because he had footage of Josh Scorcher in the video, I swear to God, Lily started talking like Josh at one point because they sound so much alike. I bet she
did if she had that big of a crush on him. And for her to continue bringing somebody up after 6 years, like, oh, I've had not even just, you know what, I've had people do that in the past, like whatever. That tells me that you are still perennially bothered by it.
It's very essence of thought coded. It's very essence of thought coded.
From the ex, because it's like keeping a piece of them. It's creepy. But yeah, she used to talk in that pseudo-British accent before she met Josh, and then after she broke up with Josh, she started talking like him. It's really weird.
Like Silent of the Lambs level shit, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like serial killer shit, yeah.
It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
She has a creative bone in her body, so I think women are a little bit safe because I don't think she's making a skin suit out of them.
Yeah, you're right. She can't
totally
sell.
Offensively because she considers herself a comedian, and you haven't made not one person laugh in your whole life, Lillian.
People think she started copying me on stream a little bit now because she's tried her hand at voice acting. She's done like she started playing music in the background finally. Like she's been kind of copying me. It's a little funny.
I'm also going to do my best to limit my attacks on her visually because I know that as a woman we are all incredibly, incredibly vain creatures and very insecure about that. So I will do my best to I will only attack the content of her character.
Yeah, Barbie, don't be a huge bitch.
I will not call her aggressively playing like she is. I mean, girlfriend, she got beaten with an ugly stick at birth and has never recovered from it.
I'll make fun of how people dress and their hair and things they can change.
I will try not to. People like Lillian and Poppy make me want to go full mean sorority girl, and I'm doing my best to not give into it as much as possible, even if it is deserved on every level.
You're being so brave. You're being so brave.
So generous.
Be brave. Very generous, yes.
Okay, so the first part of the video is like before YouTube. I didn't really have any prolific thoughts on that, just like, you know, background kind of shit.
Nerd shit, yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts, feelings?
Well, to my understanding, so she just graduated high school and then just went out there and started deciding to make video content, right? Like so I guess like she was a pioneer. Is it a pioneer in that measure?
I think she started as a teenager, but she's like 9 years younger than me, so she wanted to be one of the earliest YouTubers, but she was pretty early on in the cycle, yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't hear anything about college or like no educational degree, which
oh no,
I think is telling because whatever. Sorry, go on. Yeah, like nothing like background.
She's claiming to have a degree now after previously stating just earlier this year that she never finished her degree. So she's a compulsive liar.
It's very Brianna Wu of her.
Where is President Sunday when we need him?
She was definitely copying other YouTubers even back then. She was copying Yahtzee Croshaw, the zero punctuation guy, who's very popular in the gaming sphere. Copied him a lot, copied a lot of other people. She doesn't know how to do anything original.
See, and I can get that because I think whenever you're trying to find your style, you're going to obviously, like, you're going to mimic the way other people's talk. Like, we're all going to be little minor-birds or mimics at times. But then to try and claim that this is original and not like, obviously, I'm doing this in shades of this creator or this creator. I'm clearly inspired by them or something else. To at least, like, acknowledge, I probably remind you a lot of them, this was bizarro.
Straight up ripping off other people's jokes and points and visual styles, not just like being influenced, because I have people I've been influenced by when it comes to streaming, but like this is just straight up ripping off people that she did.
So is streaming her full-time
hang on, guys. Pause really quick. Courtney wants it on Girl Time. I want to finish Girl Time with you two, and then we can have Courtney on after, because listen, we're all fucking yappers here. I cannot stream until like 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, so we will go through this and then Courtney can come on. I just do not want to be I do not want to be. I love you guys so much. I can't be trapped here all night. I'll get divorced. I love you guys endlessly, but I will be single forever. So
I love you guys, but I love my wife more, which is fair.
Yeah, so we'll do Courtney Girl Time towards the end, just so we're not stunt locked, because obviously Courtney is the true historian here, so I know what will happen is every sentence spoken will be like, let me caveat this, and while I totally respect that, I totally agree, I'm like, I cannot be here for like 7 hours. Love you guys endlessly.
Fair. So yes, nothing in the background. She starts writing fan fiction,
which is gay. Sorry.
Listen, as somebody who has written frustrated Vampire Diary fan fictions before and can still laugh about it, the idea of somebody not just being like, I was an idiot and very young and I just wrote gross shit, like, you could just own it and whatever. I mean, that's a lot of words, but...
I mean, I've been drawing a fan comic for like 4 years, but go off, Malcolm.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is bizarro, especially if you were somebody who says, like, you want to be an original creator or something. I don't know, but... Yeah. Also, it. Never mind. Continue on. Go ahead.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm gonna defend the nerd shit. Yeah.
Sorry, that was very insensitive to me. It's very cool, and I like it a lot. It's so cool. I really like it. Yeah, it's my favorite. Okay, so the intro.
Gay, so yeah.
See, so it's not even derogatory. Okay. So I feel like the early creation in the Doomsday Ascending is just like more incest, like creepy shit. Yeah,
that's all you need to know from that. It's just incest, wall to wall. That's all you really need to know.
Yeah, we're like Flowers in the Attic, crossed with a Serbian film level of derangement, which is, you know,
but with ponies. Yeah.
Which yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I was gonna remember it's with ponies.
True. Okay. So the Terra Cali shit, that's my favorite personally, because it's such a hallmark of lolcowdom is having like an alt that like dies of cancer and then is like resurrected and then, you know, was like sent to Guantanamo Bay and was tortured. It's like it's
Federal jail, but I was able to get in that cell and beat that bitch up.
It's just like incredibly classic.
And his sister tried to walk from the U.S. to Canada and froze to death in the snow, and it's so over the top.
It's just, that's my favorite, is like, so my favorite thing in the entire world, one, is people that lie and think that they're good at it, because anybody who has like 2 brain cells can see right through it. So Terra Cali is probably my favorite out of all of the shenanigans, because it's just so fucking hilarious to anybody who's been on the internet for more than like 10 minutes. It's like, I can tell that you're full of shit from just like a few minutes, like reading this.
Even right now, she's still trying to insist Terra Cali's a real person over on Tumblr, and she's saying, no, I can't show you her arrest records because that's not allowed in Canada, which I'm pretty sure is bullshit.
Well, why don't we just Google it really quick?
Apparently Terra Cali wouldn't be her real name, though, I guess.
Are arrest records public in Canada?
I think we found out in some provinces they are, in some it's a little harder, but it shouldn't, like, you should
arrest records in Canada are not private.
Yeah.
The names of those facing criminal charges are public information that anyone can search and obtain. Criminal charges in Canada are not private and confidential.
Yeah, so she could easily just show an arrest record to say, yeah, she was a real person, but we know she's not going to because Tara Kelly is not a real person.
Yeah, that's my personal favorite. And the other thing, and I say this like every time that I indulge in Lily Orchard content, is I think that it is quite a clever way for really manipulative people to like test the water to see what other people are okay with and what other people aren't okay with. Like if you are somebody who's into like, I don't know, like pick something that I think is gross that, I don't know, like into feet. Like say that, you know, you're into feet just for funsies. And you're texting a girl and you want to know if she's into feet or whatever. You're like, hey, do you think feet are sexy? And then depending on how she answers, you'll either respond and be like, oh, that was my best friend Dave. He just took my phone. Oh, he's such an asshole. I don't even like feet. But if she's like, yeah, feet are kind of hot, you're like, okay, I'm in. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a testing the waters kind of thing to be able to figure out like how other people are gonna.
The equivalent of like, lol, just kidding. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
She even told her parents that she would blame Tara Kelly for things she did, like a kid blaming their imaginary friend. You know?
I mean, if it's stupid and it works, I guess. I mean,
no, but even her own parents didn't believe her. This chick was real.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say if it's stupid and it works because it obviously doesn't. But yeah,
anybody.
That's
she's still
the idea that she's built up. So the thing that's scary with things like that is how long that she must have built up Tara Kelly's whole backstory and character and psyche in her head, and has that just still tucked back there. I don't get. That's a lot.
She won't keep it consistent because she's too stupid.
Well, that's part of the problem with people that are bad liars is that they can't keep their lies straight, and that's like one of the funniest things.
Yeah, because like all the Tara Kelly stuff is just so over the top. Like this is like you can just tell it's a lie immediately.
Thank you, Noval, for the 50 DKK. Tara poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered the plague into our houses. Yeah, Tara Kelly is Hitler confirmed. Thank you for confirming my suspicions, Noval. I appreciate that greatly. Yes, Tara Kelly is my favorite Lily Orchard lore because it's just such a classic. You can't go wrong with a fake account that dies and then is resurrected. Like it's just so like MTV Catfish. It's a classic. It's a classic.
My favorite right now is Soup. We've been harassing her with Soup because she had this Patreon audio where she starts out with, people act like it's a sin when YouTubers hate their fan base, she's saying to her paying fans. And then she goes on about how she hates when people tell her to eat soup when she says she feels sick because they're babying her and infantilizing her and mothering her. And so she was raging at her paying fans on Patreon for saying have soup when you're sick.
I mean, how dare you? That's so ableist.
She's determined to be perennially unhappy, and that's the kind of kid where if she was a toddler, I would get to a point where I would throw water in her face and say, like, "Wise up! What are you doing? You're being a weirdo."
Barbie's like the kind of person that gets bit by a kid and she bites the kid back and is like, "Did you like that?" And we're like, "That's why you don't bite."
The first time.
Yeah, it's like that sucks, doesn't it? Don't bite.
She's just that much of a control freak. That's what it is.
Barbie unhinged confirmed.
I only want you to feel about me the way in which I want to feel. And yeah, like and the whole hating the fan base thing, they're literally paying for her way, are they not?
They're paying her and she's saying, "Oh, I hate my fan base," and people act like that's a bad thing. I was like, yeah, Lily. It is.
True. I hate everyone who gives me money.
Be like, you know, Destiny, DGG, like, oh, you fucking kids, whatever his fan base acts up, but yeah, like she's not.
No, she
I wonder if her fan base is young kids or if they're all like her age.
No,
I feel like it's like Lio, where they're all, you know, of similar predilection.
They're all definitely in their 20s, younger than her.
Lio and her Lily Orchard fan bases are a circle, not a Venn diagram.
They all have like the similar cadence and predilections and like, yeah, it's like a Reddit mod archetype kind of thing going on. Yeah.
Oh my god, so much so.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Reddit mod phrenology.
Yeah, shit goes crazy.
Pass monitor.
Shit goes crazy.
That they had to stop being a hall pass monitor after a week because it went to another student.
That would be her. She'd be seething forever that she isn't the hall pass monitor. Yeah.
Yep.
That shit goes crazy. Okay, so so Tara Callie is my favorite. That's top of my list. At the bottom of my list, up next is Stockholm, because what the fuck?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was just on Kaiser Shonen's stream. I was on the stream. I was in his chat, and he found a video where she definitively referenced that she wrote that shit in an old video from 2015. So I posted about that immediately.
That history, I need that explained. So she came out and she wrote it, and people knew about it, and then she tried denying it, or did somebody go out and dig up a Lily account on like fanfiction.com or something and say tie the two together?
She had it up on the My Little Pony fanfiction site under her dead name. So under her dead name, because she always went by her real name online. And so that's how people know. And she used to brag about writing it, but then when it became problematic because it's full of incest and pedophilia, she started going, no, trolls added that stuff to make me look bad. Or I didn't even write it at all. I've never even heard of it. And then her recent excuse, when KP confronted her and recorded the phone call, was, well, the story's about shooting pedophiles in the head and people just lie about what it's about. Like, she can't decide. And now the line is, well, yeah, it is CP and it is porn and it was written for sexual gratification, but you're all the weirdos for talking about it and, like, just ignoring that she wrote it.
All of these words are super in the Bible. I'm super happy.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Quick sidebar. Am I the only transgender here? Are there other transgenders here? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I'm just trans bitchy.
Okay, babe.
I'm just an old lesbian, so don't ask me.
Yes! I get fucking moral authority in the room. Let's go. Yes. Okay.
Stop talking. There's a trans man speaking.
Literally, no one else can have an opinion on this but me, and my opinion's correct, and if you disagree with me, you're transphobic. Anyway, so I, personally, am loving all the discourse about June's thumbnail being transphobic. Personally, just makes me LOL so hard. Like, so there's two things, and I think I said this to you, Sai, is like, so one of them is, why don't you just use Lily's avatar? It's like, okay, so we're cool with digital, like, brown face, but we're not cool with using public pictures of a trans person that they post online freely.
I was dying when you posted that.
I was like, which one is it?
You were on Twitter with me going after that one person.
Well, like, what is the difference? Like, I don't know about you, but like, if somebody posts a picture of them, it's like, okay, well, this is like, there are pictures of me that are unflattering. I'm sure that people have used in thumbnails before. Like, whatever, I don't give a shit. Like, it's a picture of me. It's like, okay.
Someone proved they were all after she started identifying as trans.
Like, I'm sorry, like, just because you're trans doesn't mean you have the right to be depicted as hot. That's not how that works.
He also was incredibly I don't think he dead named her at all. I think he always referred to her as Lily. So I'm just what's transphobic about those images?
He only dead named her out loud, reading a quote by Lily herself, and then said, I'm going to use Lily henceforth, no matter what the receipts say.
Yeah,
so yeah, he was incredibly painstakingly respectful, but that's apparently not good enough.
Well, and it's just like good, like, I feel like I like such a fucking pretentious asshole saying this, but like, it's just like general good journalism. Like, obviously we're shitposting on the internet, but like, if somebody changes their name and it's like, oh, if I show you, you know, a screenshot of this person saying this, I'm just letting you know that this is the same person. It's just like establishing that it is actually them. And then especially like with Lily's track record of being like, that literally wasn't me. That was Tara Callie who died years ago. It's like, well, fuck, like, you can't scrub it. You can't alter it. You have to preserve the screenshot and show it the way that it existed, right?
Exactly, yeah. Especially with how much he alters history. Absolutely, you have to.
And Lily would have just said, oh, but they're altered, so this could have been anybody. Or
exactly.
She would have, and they needed to show it to put together all these different online identities Lily has had to prove that it was her. So, like, I mean, she wrote child porn. I think that's the more pertinent thing here.
I'm so happy that everybody agrees with me and no one here is transphobic based. Okay, sick. All right. Sorry. Sidebar over. Okay, so we were done with Stockholm. The Josh Scorcher thing, the weirdest thing about that to me was like the shipping in real life people. I thought that was fucking crazy. And then also I loved the like Ethel derangement syndrome where it's like years and we're still talking about it. I love that. That's also very canonically appropriate.
I don't know what Josh Scorcher does. Apparently he commented on the video, so I have no idea like what type of a creator he is. I don't
He was
know if
another
you do.
pony guy. He was a pony guy back in the day, and then now he does like goofy dad shit now on YouTube, I think.
Was his conservative? Was he like ponies are only good if you like them and you're conservative, or
No.
you're a right wing chud, whatever?
No, he just happened to be Christian and right leaning and be in the brony fandom. That was all.
Okay, all right.
As far as I know.
But she still loved him until she didn't, so it's very interesting for her to find problems with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very bizarre to wiggle your way in to working for somebody and then hate them so much that that's what you do. I mean, I've had employers that I don't like, but 6 years?
Oh, she also accused him of stolen valor. She's like,
oh my god, I remember that. I remember that. She was like, he was just only in the Marine marching band. It's like, you have to be in the fucking Marines to be in the marching band. It's not like they just let anybody in.
You have to be able to kill people. Same with a medic. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. They just happen to be able to play musical instruments in addition to everything else with being a Marine.
When she doesn't like somebody, she goes after their thing. So he's a Christian. She went after Christianity. You know, like lately she's been going on and on about an old anime I know a lot about because I talked about it recently. She thinks she's going to hurt me by like insulting it or going after it and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't care.
I mean,
I think she feels most alive whenever she feels like she's in conflict with someone. Mm-hmm. Like her ennui is whenever nobody gives a shit about her.
Yeah.
That's very
too with KP. As soon as she stopped being friends with KP, she did 2 videos on Has Been Hotel, which is by the creator Vivzy Pop, who KP doesn't like. So all of a sudden, she's praising that creator and praising the show for things she would hate in other shows.
I also think calling any children's show, knowing the amount of rigor that most children's shows go through in order to ensure that they do not present anything even a little bit problematic. Cartoons are so PC, and apparently Steven Universe just wants to teach you like how to forgive people if they have pasts, I guess.
It's not even like that. Like, she mischaracterizes that show so much. The whole show is really about communication and how lack of communication causes most conflict, and how understanding other people's perspectives will help you resolve conflict peacefully. That's
Mr. Rogers' episode, honestly. So the fact that cartoons about that, brilliant. The fact that she's got a whole problem with that.
It's an adorable show. It's an adorable show, and it has a ton of gay content in it. That's why I like it. It's full of space lesbians.
I mean, yeah, what's not to like about space lesbians? So that's just a very bizarre thing for her to be like, listen, I was born mad and I'm going to bed mad all the time.
Her ex-girlfriend Lizzie, who she stole her last name from, liked that show, and she put up her big infamous video about it around the time they broke up.
It's just, I don't know. There's nothing more sad than making your entire personality about things that you dislike. Very sad, very tragic.
Yes. The
very
Lizzie
boring.
Shit was so weird. So weird. I don't get it, and I don't like that. Like the idea of Lily watching Lizzie draw some erotic type of art or something else for her, and then watching her partner start to cry and still saying, "You're not making me enough smut," I can't even wrap my mind around.
Barbie, you transphobic bitch, Barbie. That's her emotional support. Emotional support porn. Okay, it helps with her dysphoria. You fucking bitch.
You're right.
God, you're so fucking transphobic. Like God.
She'll also say like, "Oh, I would berate Lizzie until she started crying, and then Lizzie would say, I like to think I'm a good person." She was so manipulative to me. She's such an unreliable narrator. It's insane.
It's literally her emotionally support porn. I can't. I'm having a stroke. Emotional support porn. Okay.
Yeah. So she sounds like she would just emotionally abuse this girl, and then when she started crying, say, "Oh, you're manipulating me with your tears. How dare you?"
Okay. Wait. Hang on. I have a really important question.
So supportive. To a point where they think I shouldn't have boundaries, or I shouldn't say this makes me uncomfortable for fear of telling that person I disapprove of you being trans in some way, right? But that should not be abused by anybody to continue like running roughshod over your boundaries.
I'm gonna have a fucking stroke if I don't ask this question. Barbie, do you, well, I don't know if, hang on, this super chat has to play. God damn it! Hila.
Now you know
Hang on.
how do I feel? I always get interrupted with super chat. It's terrible. I know. People giving you money. Lily
Just
did that once
kidding.
too, when somebody sent like gifted subs.
Thank you so much, Hila, for the $10. Tab. I'm having a stroke today. I have emotion support corn. 16 terabytes of it. Lily is just a gooner. Okay, base. Let's go. Slay Queen. Okay, so I'm gonna fucking explode at the fucking seams. Do you know who Mr. Girl is, Sai?
Yes, I do.
Are they not like a match made in heaven? Are they not star-crossed lovers?
Little bit.
Like they would be like, why are you manipulating me with your tears? I can't believe that you would manipulate me with your emotions.
I mostly just saw his cuties bullshit, but yeah.
Okay, well, Barbie knows what I'm talking about. Barbie, do you see it? Do you see what I'm talking about?
Oh my god, yes, I can. They would both be like, why are you so mad? I'm not mad, you're mad. No, but really, like, your emotions just seem to be going all over the place. Or then he would say, you don't have a problem. I think he would come up and try and be a defender of Josh, even though he's incredibly liberal. He would feel like you've just emasculated men your whole life and you don't get to treat men like that. It would be very men's right activists of him.
No, it would be, I'm imagining they would be, who would be the best emotional gaslighter in that relationship where it's like, babe, I'm sorry, I didn't get around to drawing your emotional support porn today. I had a really long day at work. And it's like, I have a really long day at work every day at work. And you're asking me to take care of your feelings right now after I washed the dishes last month. Now you're going to manipulate me with your tears. And now you're using your emotions as a weapon against me in my state of vulnerability, porn sick and horny. That's what you're doing, right? Like, I can see it right now. I can see it.
They would either mirror each other and hate one another, or they would, she would watch the video of Mr. Girl pressuring his poor girlfriend into agreeing to have sex with him as a corpse, and then take care of herself emotionally after the fact because he doesn't want to or whatever. And she'd watch it and say, well, what's the problem with that? Like, your emotional state after I've just used you will never be my problem.
Oh god, it's so true. Oh, I would pay good money. Insane crossover. Somebody make that happen. That's
if my streams crossed, I don't even know if the universe could handle it. We would have to just spring a multiverse.
That's my magnum opus. Somebody needs to make that happen.
Yeah, we should get them together. Yeah.
Yes, I would be so happy. I'd be so happy. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to unlock. My bad. Okay, sorry. Fuck, where were we? Okay, after that is blank, continue downfall, tune critic, 2 most viewed videos. Like the rest, I feel like these are just like media critiques. I don't really care about that shit. I don't know if either of you care about like the media critique stuff. I know Sai's a little bit of a nerd, but I mean,
that's what I mostly go after. Lily's media critiques. That's all I ever wanted to go after, was just because her critiques were just like so out of pocket. But now I know it's just all tied to her like personality and her history and her personal bullshit. So it's less fun, but they're still wild. I mean, I'm doing another one next week. So
another one.
Yeah.
Okay, based. Barbie, did you have any thoughts on the writing tips or anything like that? I obviously have thoughts and feelings about her media analysis, but like, I don't know. It's not pertinent.
There's nobody that I would trust more than a Canadian high school graduate to give me writing tips, especially whenever I'm on Twitter, than probably Lillian, Lorch, Pete, whatever her name is. I mean, absolutely.
Okay, you have to write an essay and you need a linguist to help you. Do you ask Tom Foolery or Lily Orchard?
Shit. Wait, God. That's
Death
really
is not an option.
question.
Death is not an option. You have to choose one.
Oh, no! Can I choose Tom while he's in the middle of an Adderall bender?
Yes, he can be on Adderall. Tom does have the Adderall power up.
That's the only way, because then I'm just going to give him like some titty streamers and he'll be distracted.
Tom, please stop gooning. I need your help.
What can you imagine?
Okay, sorry.
See, the thing about the writing advice thread is it got her widely mocked at the time. It's been done to death. It's been driven into the ground.
I just think like the arrogance of not being a published or named author. I don't even see Stephen King doing something like that. Brandon Sanderson teaches a whole college class about it, but he even openly says, "Don't."
Sorry, I was yelling at my wife. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. He openly says, like, don't only listen to me. You'll be a better writer by reading as many different genres and other things as possible. Like, I am just one person. So for the fucking audacity, it could only come from a Canadian.
Well, the video I'm going to go over next week is an older one of her complaining about adventure fantasy. She has this idea in her head that adventure fantasy is too popular and nobody makes slice of life shows anymore, which are the best, but she just has to review these adventure fantasy children's cartoons she hates to pay her rent. Like, it's so weird.
I don't even know how much money that she makes, but I would imagine that. I mean,
not a lot. I mean, I personally get most of my YouTube money from supers, so like it's not the ad revenue.
I can't imagine enough to offset her like continuously being on some sort of social support.
Well, because she doesn't stream really. She streams sometimes, mostly on Twitch. She's too afraid to stream on YouTube. She just makes
because apparently she's a titty streamer.
Ah, no, don't say that. Don't wish that into existence.
Like one of her recent videos only like just barely squeaked over 10K views. That's like $20 or something, you know?
Oh wow.
We're in the essence of thought spiral for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
You in 100 ways took bread out of my mouth. Like you ripped the piece of bread from my lips.
You owe me 30% of your revenue is like a meme in my community now.
I mean,
I'm feeling like a hurt foot coming soon. I'm feeling like some foot pain, maybe, is on the horizon.
That thing was wild.
Oh my god.
It's things like that where, because people are able to focus on that, she's like continuously able to get away with things. So I love how much of a good broad overview June's video was. Brilliant. I could go for like some deep dives though on some, because there is something that there is a psychological thing that needs to be explored about somebody who feels like they haven't destroyed something dead enough and continues loading the gun and shooting it into the ground.
It's like art, really. It truly is. It's something to behold. Really something to behold. I'm gonna make you guys dance like little monkeys while I run to the bathroom really quick because I'm gonna die. I'm gonna put on ambient Minecraft parkour videos for everybody in our ADHD. Do you want me to deafen so you guys can talk shit?
Was a joke. Oh yeah, she said it was a shit posting tips. No, it wasn't. It was not a shit posting tips. You were very serious.
She wrote a whole other thread that was like a bunch of bad jokes to try to pretend that was the real one.
Yep.
Like she's a child.
Okay, I'm gonna switch this over really quick while I run to the bathroom. Everybody behave, okay? I love you guys lots. Be kind.
Love you.
Wow.
So that's all bad. So wait, Sai, how did you become entangled with Lily?
Well, see, it's a wild story. It's been a crazy year. So in like December 2023, Hiding in Private had done a series of videos on like the big critical videos about Steven Universe, because there was like 3 big ones. Lily's was one of them. The other 2 are objectively worse than hers, but it's the same racist chud right-winger shit, you know? They're not even saying anything. They're just being racist. They're just being gross. So I refuse to even touch those. Lily's, though, is like just so out there, and it kind of like damaged the reputation of the show online. So
Really?
Hiding in Private had done an overview, like just a retrospective basically on those 3 videos. And Lily got so nettled about it that she put out a new video about Steven Universe to say, well, that old video was made when I was being abused and I don't really stand by anything in it anymore. And then she just gave all the same opinions over again. So I was streaming on Twitch at the time to like 20 people doing my art stream. And I was like, you know what? I feel like reacting to this video and seeing what she says. That might be a fun thing to do. So I watched that, and like in the course of that video, she goes on so many different topics that have nothing to do with what she's supposed to be talking about, as usual. And she ended up talking about this old anime called Revolutionary Girl Utena, which has had some visual influence on Steven Universe because the creator also likes that show.
Well, yeah, and I think that's like I would say like top 5 gateway entry animes, right?
Oh yeah,
something like that.
And I like, much like the creator of Steven Universe, I watched it as a teenager. I saw it in the old, and I'm an old taku, as they call it. I saw that on VHS fan subs when I was in high school, so I'm very familiar with it. So she goes on and on about it, gets so many things wrong, and I was so impressed by my own recall of the show, not having watched it in full in like 15 years, that I just cut together this little 12-minute video of those criticisms and slapped it on my YouTube channel, which I wasn't even using. It was just my personal account. And I just slapped it up there for my friends and for my art followers. Out of nowhere, it gets 5K views. Completely unestablished channel. And I was like, huh, Well, I was thinking of also reacting to her video on the Steven Universe movie, which is a movie that means a lot to me because it came out when I was just getting out of a really hard time in my life, and it did something to my brain and turned me into a Steven Universe fan artist. So
okay, so she's like attacking your personal heart almost.
Kind of, but I mean, that wasn't really the reason. I just wanted to see how bad she wasn't talking about it, and it was like. So bad, like to the point I don't think she even actually watched it. I think she was going off cliff notes and just making up shit.
Oh my god!
You know,
she's never seen an episode of Steven Universe in her life.
I think she saw some episode. I don't think she's rewatched it since it aired in like 2015 when she was watching it. So I was like, I got some kind of fire in my brain, and I went and edited both of those streams together in one big 2-hour video. I did it in like 2 weeks. I was so motivated, but I thought, well. It'll get maybe 10K views, and I'll just skedaddle back off of YouTube. Well, it's like over 300K now.
Okay, well, that's good.
And that basically started my YouTube career, because now I'm like, oh shit, now I have like 3,000 followers on YouTube. I can't just abandon this audience.
Yeah, so I guess I have to do something and juggle this now.
So I started doing my stream over here on YouTube, too, and then I started reacting to Lily more, and then she started to notice me, and then she started copyright striking my videos. You know, it all went from there, and I've been antagonizing her ever since.
Slang. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I put my Fanta down, and then I couldn't remember where I put it.
I haven't even been a YouTuber for an entire year yet. That's how crazy this is. Everyone's yelling pool hopping. Don't worry about it.
We don't need to know. It's probably not in the Bible.
It would take too long to explain.
Okay, so the writing tips. I don't really care about. They're all dog shit. I don't feel like we need to pontificate.
People have done those to death anyway.
So the falling out with Lizzie. My favorite part of that was I'm keeping her name as reparations. Loved that. That changed my life.
Reverse colonialism is insane. I wonder if that's why people have the problem with her saying, I don't know, she's like, I'm a Cherokee.
She's white.
Princess or something.
She's white. Fuck off, Lily.
Well, and I think the thing that is like interesting to me is that the video that she made in response to everybody, like the big, one that was just like being tortured to death with small, teeny tiny, like torture devices, was.
I remember that.
It was like the thing that I thought was crazy about that is that she was using blood quantum as like an argument for like that was like. She said, you said it, she's such an Ameriboo. Like, well, it's blood quantum and the US does this and the US does that. And it's like, I had to stop and be like, does she live in Canada? Hang on 1 second. Wait, pause. What? Back up.
No, she's an Ameriboo. She constantly talks about US politics. She constantly talks about the United States like she lives here. And I'm always like, Lily, you're Canadian. Shut up.
She's such an Ameriboo. I loved that. That
Ameriboo is honestly both so insulting and so accurate. It's so spot on.
That really stayed with me.
Things are whatever a boo because it's funny.
I mean, but it's like it's appropriate though. Like it's very American file. But I don't think even with blood quantum or anything else, I don't like she's a piece of shit, and no tribe deserves to have her try and say that she's a part of them. But that whole cultural appropriation thing, bitch, go donate and volunteer some time to the missing and murdered Indigenous women in Canada. Then, all right.
Really quickly,
talk anything about that.
Really quickly, just to fill everybody in that does not know, blood quantum refers to like the amount of native blood that you have. It used to be required for like joining a tribe, where it would be you have to be like one, like 18th or whatever tribe it is to be able to prove. It's an
incredibly controversial thing amongst tribes because a lot of the times they never really focus on blood. That was why you would see people who would say they're white members of these tribes and all these other things. So for her to bring that up is in such a controversial manner and then talk about it like it's A, approved U.S. policy, or B, liked U.S. policy. I mean, even though she's been to America, she is not welcome. Like, go back. But that is not the way in which it works either.
Really quick detour. What the fuck was the shit about like her obsession with school shooters? We kind of skipped over that part a little bit. What the fuck is that about?
That seemed to be back when she was like a strip mall goth. When she was a teenager, she was like an angsty goth, skinny, stereotypical, Columbine enjoyer.
Oh god, that shit was like, I was like, that's out of left fucking field, bro.
And the other one, Dylan Klebold.
June had to be vague, but it was Columbine. Ugh. One of those natural-born killer trench coat mafia kids, for fuck's sake.
Jesus fucking Christ, that is oh my god. Oh, Anthony is here.
And
Anthony.
also doing the devil's lettuce.
Anthony, thank you for the $5.
Hi, Ant. I just did a thumbnail for him.
Oh, that's crazy. I think that I was talking shit to him on Twitter yesterday. Hang on. Let me go to my replies.
Probably. He's always causing trouble on Twitter.
Sometimes I get a little crazy. Sometimes I get a little goofy girl. Hang on.
I
Because
know, Kurt. First they came for the strip mall goths, and I said nothing because I wasn't a strip mall goth.
Oh!
Strip mall press.
You guys are gonna love this. Anthony, don't go anywhere. Anthony, please. Hang on. You're gonna fucking love this, you guys, okay? So, first I have to show you the tweet, and then I'm gonna show you my response to the tweet, and everybody's gonna laugh out loud collectively. Is everybody ready? Okay, so Anthony says, the longer the June video, or the June vid on Lily sits on me, the more uncomfortable I am about several parts of it. Though the thumbnail uses post-transition shots of Lily, it's lit and framed in a way that reads is deeply problematic. There's dead naming throughout it as well. And so I posted this meme, and it's like, so I was hanging out with James the other day, and he said, and she goes, she said, and he goes, right, thanks. She allegedly raped her sister, fucked a dog, thinks incest is hot, has all the accounts where she coerces people into sexual relationships, forces people to draw bestiality porn, and...
That's where I am on it, too.
Oh.
She said, oh my god. That's true. Don't ever let them have a chance to only be concerned about one thing. Just, getting distracted by that from all the other shitty things is...
I
you
think
can't
the writing
stop
of
a
the
court
child
case
board.
because
I'm glad Anthony thought it was funny.
Misgenders you.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters is that Anthony thinks it's funny, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
It's not even that. It's like, oh, you can see Lily's dead name with your eyeballs in the evidence, and oh, Lily has stubble on those photos of her. So, transphobia.
It was the same shit when Mutahar made his video about Keffels, and it was like just an unflattering picture of her where she was like sweaty and nasty.
No,
and
it's even worse, Malcolm.
No, the worst part, you don't even know where I'm going, Sai, because I'm gonna read your mind right now. The worst part is that she used the same artist, I think is Worm something. She used his art in a video about Bosch.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, she did. She used it for a thumbnail where she did a video about Bosch, and it's like, I thought this was, like, disgusting and transphobic and disrespectful and slimy and yucky, but you're happy to use those thumbnails when it's for your video. I was like, get the fuck out of here, you guys. Like, just being depicted as ugly is not transphobic, okay? Trans people can be ugly, okay? I hate to tell you guys. Sometimes some of you bitches can be ugly, okay?
The same artist drew one of Mutahar. They specialized in doing these sweaty, unkempt images of YouTubers. It wasn't just Keffels.
Exactly. It's just like I mean, you do not have the right to be depicted as sexy.
You really support children dying in lithium mines while you're literally on an iPhone.
Everybody, trans people do not have a monopoly on being depicted as sexy. Sorry, guys. Some of you bitches are ugly. Okay, some of you are. Mm-hmm. I can be too sometimes. Lighting, whatever. It happens. There are unflattering images of you. It's not transphobic for somebody to use an unflattering image of you.
Yeah,
sorry.
And June his thumbnails always have those hyper sharpened, glossy look to them because that's like in right now. That gets people's attention. That kind of thumbnail instantly tells you this is going to be a deep dive on this person.
Anthony, I'll watch your video later. I don't think I've watched it yet, but I'll watch it later. Love you, King. Monarch. Sorry, please don't cancel me. Love you. Hope that you're well. Okay, anyway, that was super fun. Yes, where were we? We were on... Okay, the falling out with Lizzie and the cultural... Okay, so other than the cultural... the... What do we say? Reparations.
Reverse colonialism.
Reverse colonialism in keeping Lizzie's last name. Any other thoughts on that? Other than that's fucking hilarious.
Now this is all on Tumblr. I'm shocked that she didn't take it to Twitter and just start other than her, was Lizzie a creator of any sort? Like, does she even have a channel or a platform to speak on?
She's an artist.
Yes, Hila, you can throw shit in there. Go ahead.
She drew Lily's old talk sprite that she used to use, and Lily seems to only date artists who were fans to get free art out of them.
That's honestly so brave. Like, I fucked up in marrying somebody who is not an artist. I fucked up real bad, so...
You fucked up in marrying someone who's not a fan and still sees you as like a human who has to do things like dishes or clean the bathroom.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm the only one in this house that does dishes. Let's keep it real, okay? It's ridiculous.
Oh my god! I'm telling your wife.
She doesn't like. She wants to get a dishwasher, and I'm like,
I'm bound by the secret of sorority sisterhood. I have to and get a dishwasher. Malcolm.
we don't need a fucking dishwasher. It's not necessary. We don't need one.
Malcolm!
There's no shame in washing dishes by hands. Like, it's fine. The Amish did it for years. Like, we're fine. And she's like, well, until we get a dishwasher, you have to wash all the dishes. I was like, fine. I will.
Everyone,
so I wash all the dishes.
Please donate super chats for Malcolm's long-suffering wife's dishwasher fund, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fund.
Yeah. Like, they're living in a time after next, all right? Please.
There's no need for it. I will do them. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
Creek behind your house right now, just like rubbing a rock on a plate.
It's true. I mean, if we didn't have to have a washing machine, I would say fuck that too. I mean, whatever, man.
You would hand wash clothes? No, you wouldn't.
I've never done it. I mean, it depends on how much I hate
I've
it.
never done it, but yeah, totally. We don't need a
it's probably fine. It's probably
Everyone,
fine.
Please, if you all donate 50 cents, Malcolm's wife can have the dishwasher of her dreams. It's just 50 cents a day.
You need like the little fucking arms of the angel like overlay. Like a sad video of me washing dishes.
Did you finish Pokemon Silver? See? Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
Get a dishwasher.
Yeah, I'll hand wash my really nice bras and lingerie, but that is it.
Thank you, Anthony. That
That
will
part in a machine, yeah.
that will go right to my wife. That $10 is going to her. Thank you so much.
Doesn't it all go to your wife?
Okay, fuck. This is bullshit.
Did him smacking in the back of the head. So wait, so I need to understand, were Lizzie and Lorch in-person relationships as well?
Yes, I do believe they would get together in real life.
Okay, so they did live together, so it wasn't just like online.
Yeah, I don't know as much about Lizzie, because I only really picked up on Lily after
Why not get a dishwasher?
Thank you, Rolsk, for the 50 SEK. You guys are so generous.
Where my awareness of Lily starts, she was already with Michaela.
The dog didn't like that.
No, doesn't like Michaela.
What the
Don't blame him.
What the dog doing?
In her best life, I hope that Lizzie's pussy gets eaten at least 3 times a day, and that she is too
Barbie, please.
out to ever worry about Lily Lurch ever again.
Barbie, please.
Oh shit! I just hope that she's blissed out and happy as a clam, and just making art and doing other things. And yeah, that's exactly what I want for her.
I'm not the one barking, damn it.
I'm sorry.
Joe.
She's my dog. She's a deeply private dog with a lot of opinions.
That was
Okay,
that was
well,
reparations. The dog was taking reparations. Don't mind that.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
What the dog doing? Okay, I'm sorry. Allow me to hold it together. I'm sorry. I'm not locking. Okay. Okay, the other two are streams and I don't know how to say that word. Alcoritive. Pretty mid. The response to critics and Courtney are the next juicy bits. And then we can wrap up and Courtney can come in yap as well. But thoughts on any of that, like that little middle part right there?
Not really. I mean, Courtney's probably more the one to ask. I don't want to speak on her experience.
I will say, at least for me, I know that I had said the first time that I started talking about it, I was like, the pacing's kind of off. I did change my mind on that. Because, like...
You did have it in 2 times speed, too.
I listen to everything on 2 times speed. But, like, so my thing was, like, I like it to just, like, get to... like what I need to be pissed about. Like a little preamble is fine, but I was kind of like, man, this is going on for a little bit, but I understand it in hindsight now because I think like the most fucked up thing for me, and again, alleged, the like alleged abuse and then reliving that, like glorifying it and then like kind of enshrining it in your weird fan fiction, I think is like so fucking gross. Like I think of like, even if we were just to draw like a very loose comparison to like the Columbine shootings or whatever, like imagine if those bitches had like not died and they were writing like endlessly about like fanfic about like shooting teenagers in the face and shit like that. You would rightfully be like, they're just kind of like reliving and like embellishing in that, and it's like pretty fucking disgusting. That's kind of where their head and their heart is at, following doing something like that. So again, alleged, but like to think that like this is something that she did, and then off the back of that, like this is truly just like the embellishment and reliving.
About
yes.
I'm shocked that she didn't go 180 degrees to like
Good night, Anthony, I
never
love you.
discussing it, never doing anything, or I don't know, like it's the fixation on it.
She can't help herself. Even now.
Yeah, it reminds me. I remember being in 6th grade, and one of my friends got a hold of The Flowers in the Attic, and she was so bothered by that book because she really loved her brothers that she didn't talk to them for weeks because she was afraid, like, if I'm too close with them, we might end up together, and like had that kind of a reaction. Like, I'm shocked that somebody would get into incest or something else, and then continues to act like that. It's very bizarre. I don't understand it.
Well,
I think she likes slipping. I think she likes slipping in references to her fetishes when she thinks nobody is going to be aware of it. She keeps referencing Flowers in the Attic and numerous books about incest, numerous games about incest, just slipping them in there, not even mentioning their incest half the time. But I have a whole master post on my gossip blog about her, showing all the times she has referenced something to do with incest or flashed something to do with incest.
So much.
I had to start a side blog because I'm too deep into this shit now.
I love that you got a monthly like online magazine that you release just for her.
It's called Purple Demon Lily Posting because I just got sick of talking about her on my main blog where all my art is.
I think that like something again that I think is important is in the context of like you were saying, Barbie, is like how does somebody even really like get into this kind of stuff? I think that like there is like a certain amount of tact, like when you're talking about people that are abused and like the way that they process that can be like, you know, it can be atypical sometimes or even like kind of weird. But I think that like part of the difference is that like, because I have a feeling, I'm going to predict the future because I can see all universes at the same time. I feel like the kind of trajectory that we're on is that her defense is going to be like, okay, maybe I did write all this fucked up stuff, but it was me processing my own abuse. And while like it's possible that this is like, I'm never going to say like anything's impossible, right? Like all things are possible through Christ who compels us. But I think that it's important to remember that like one, when people are processing that kind of stuff, there's like a healthy and an unhealthy way to do it. And I don't think that people like truthfully that are like victims of very severe childhood sexual assault, like embellish it to that degree, especially so much later in life when there are other things that they've encountered that can kind of help them process through that. I feel like I'm kind of like talking word soup right now, but like I think that like the move is going to be like, oh, well, I was abused and this is me just like processing my abuse, which I mean, sure, whatever, Queen, live your truth. But like at the same token, it's like, at what point does it stop becoming about you kind of like processing something? And when does it become you like turning that into like a weapon to hurt other people, or even in a sense where like you're over embellishing it to a fault where like it's not healthy anymore for you to use this as like a coping skill,
like
right?
You're being almost overtly graphic. And I mean, that happens with like sexual assault things as a sexual assault counselor or like a medical advocate, where you have people who say, I wrote this poem about it. Well, even whenever it discusses the event could be, it always is in sensory details. And it's not about like, you grabbed me and threw me to the floor and did this, that, the third. And it's never in a, it's never like a read through for a graphic sex.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be like sexy. It's supposed to be like processing, right?
Yes.
And even if some people
to make sure that I can like relive this memory without it triggering all these
things.
And
even if people do, because some people will like develop kinks and shit like that from like really traumatic shit. And I mean, you know, if I was the morality police, I would be like, guys, please just go to therapy. Obviously I'm not. But like, I think the other thing too, again, is that there is like a line that some people cross where it borders on where it's like unhealthy. So like even again, like who are we to judge, like blah, 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 whatever the fuck. But it's like, as people sitting on the outside, you can usually tell, when people are indulging in things to an unhealthy degree. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to watch somebody who spends literally every cent that they have at the casino to say like, hey dude, I think you have a gambling addiction. It's like, you don't know me, you don't know my truth. It's like, okay, well, I know that like literally your house is going to get foreclosed and your wife is going to leave you if you don't chill the fuck out. But you're right, what do I know? And just kind of like looking on the outside, it's like, this has been, whether it is like a result of coping or not, like I don't pretend to know, but it's like, it has been such a destructive force in your life. Like, at what point are you going to be like, okay, maybe I should pick a different way to kind of move through this if this is something that happened, right?
Well, see, she's one of her sycophants already done this.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
One of her little sycophants already was trying to pull that, saying, "Oh, but Lily wrote this when she was but a traumatized teenager of 22." So that excuses it. She hasn't said that directly herself, but this person has said a lot of stuff that sounds like they're parroting it from her. And now she is also doing the whole, well, you're all weirdos for talking about it while ignoring she wrote it, which this person also did as well.
She was 22, you sick fuck. What is that fucking
so yeah, we're all the weirdos for reading it and talking about it and linking to it. And she only wrote it because she was a poor, traumatized uwu bean, and that's gonna work somehow.
I think the other thing too, and I said a similar thing with the Zoopy Poopy in-universe crossover, is like once this shit kind of leaves your bubble, I think it's pretty Jover. Like I think all things considered, for the most part, a lot of Lily's like community has been cultivated as like a small bean, uwu, soft space, and people are generally pretty tolerant of those kinds of things in those kinds of spaces where it's like, no, queen, like you're processing your trauma, like slay. But if you branch out of that community, people are quick to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, go to therapy, right? And the fact that it's like now leaving that little bubble, I think is indicative that, you know, it's creeping towards the end. I think that once it leaves an insulated space, you're rapidly deteriorating to a point where you cannot save water, right? I think it's indicative of being Jover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to all end right away, but this is definitely the biggest blow Lily has ever had.
No, it's not like a neutron star like fucking exploding, but it's like, okay, people are over time going to come to this and be like, oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
This is why I was excited.
It's a noticeable thing with a creator who has a relatively sterling reputation and is known for being either unbiased or at least detached enough to not really care one way or the other, right? Like he doesn't do series really. Like he'll do an update if necessary. Like I think he's done that on his Christina Chan videos.
I think in Boogie as well. He did a follow-up.
Yeah, other than that, it's very much like, this is my documentary, this is my design, I'm bouncing. And for her to not get that.
Oh no, she's already tried to say, oh, he's just a drama. He's just a drama tuber like Keemstar. She knows nothing about his work. But I knew he was going to be very dry and very thorough. I mean, I'm a clown, obviously. So I'm going to be a little more uncouth. But I was excited because I knew what his style of content's like. And he's 300K subs, which is kind of the mid-tier, but it's still the biggest person that's ever talked about her. And who knows who else is going to sniff out that trail now. His videos routinely get 1 million views. So
I can feel in my heart of hearts that Turkey Tom is coming in hot.
Oh,
I know that he is gonna go for that.
Yeah, he is lurking. He is flying around. Absolutely.
I got my issues with him, but yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
I mean, you know, nobody does perfect coverage, blah blah blah. But it's like I said, as soon as something leaves a bubble, is when it kind of there's a change in the air. You're like, this is a little bit different. It's not like you can just say to, you know, like the 10 people in your little orbit and be like, no, hush, kitten. Like, mother is not concerned. It's like, no, bro. Like, it's kind of going a little bit past that at this point, right?
Yeah, she's definitely been very erratic on her blog recently.
My strange and erratic behavior. You mean thinking dogs
erratic
are hot?
Mm-hmm. I mean, first off, the continued use of Tumblr is, I mean...
strange and erratic on its own.
She clearly wants to be still in that little home without worrying about any of those things.
Yeah, I don't know why she posts on Tumblr so much. She's been banned like twice. But
deservedly so.
Yeah, I mean, I have to respond to her by taking screenshots. She has me blocked, but I'm still... she's posting about Baldur's Gate right now. She's saying the word Riz is dumb. She's talking about furry is a form of drag when you think about it.
Oh, death.
She's just been all over the place, just with any random topic. It's like this is her only way to relieve herself of the stress.
That's the worst take I've ever heard, that being a furry is the same as drag. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah,
please.
what does that even fucking mean?
Take my ears away. Take my ears away,
I think
please.
it's disrespectful to both, especially considering the amount of money people spend on an actual fursuit and or the amount of money drag queens spend on their makeup and their drag. Like, that's just, you've made an enemy in both genres.
I don't like that at all. That makes me really upset. Please don't make me defend furries, you guys. Please don't make me defend furries.
Oh god, Barbie, she has a post explaining the Leo convoy drama from her point of view.
Oh, Jesus.
Hang on, I'm just gonna post this in the call-in chat.
What is her perspective on the Leo convoy thing?
Oh wait, you need to hang on. I just remembered. You need to actually be logged into Tumblr to see her blog because she's a coward. I'll post screenshots.
I am afraid.
Let me see. She's invoking that video about the time To Catch a Predator killed a guy, which is not. That's not a good look for you, Lily. Here we go. I posted it there. What is she saying?
I'm afraid.
Let me put it on my
Predator
resume.
hunters are a weird bunch. She's saying predator hunters are weird. And it's perverse sadism. See, Leo was rather recently the subject of controversy where the interest of outing a predator, he had a brilliant idea to take one of that person's friends, bring them into a Discord call with about 30 other people, and then proceed to berate, insult, and torment the fuck out of them for hours. Okay, so she's just saying it's Kiwi Farms behavior. Because she hates the farms because they make fun of her.
Oh wait, so she does hate Kiwi Farms even though she doxes?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't like Kiwi Farms, and she doesn't like...
She's a hypocrite.
She doesn't like Lio because Lio is a pedo hunter, but not for the reason you think. It's because pedo hunters are immoral, apparently, which is a take, I guess, all things considered.
I don't know, but yeah, she's just been posting at all hours of the day about random topics, more than she usually does, so... She streamed when the video was... she streamed, 2 hours after the June video went up, too.
I'm here for it.
To show how unbothered she is.
I wonder,
I'm not mad.
Did she
I'm not
sound
mad.
unbothered?
I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
No, she never sounds unbothered, but...
Okay.
I guess she's been coping a lot. I mean, her streams are so boring. I can hardly ever sit through them because it's a lot of dead air and her just grunting or berating her wife for making noise over the mic. Which they don't live together, by the way. Michaela's in the United States. So they're apparently illegally married, but they don't live together, and she hasn't emigrated her wife in 3 years.
That's weird. That's
a little bit.
Isn't it?
That's weird.
I don't get that.
That's weird.
My fans had to tell me that part. I assumed they lived together because I heard them together on a stream, so I just assumed they were in the same house, you know?
No comment. No comment.
So yeah, that's another nail in the coffin of maybe they're not actually legally married and Lily has just been lying to her.
That's fucked up, dude. I feel bad for people that are always approximately.
I'm sorry she keeps popping up every time Michaela gets mentioned.
I mean, Michaela is kind of a piece of shit too, but her life is just so pathetic. I can't help but feel bad for her. You know?
So the incest. Okay, so the incest. I'm so confused about the murky background of the incest and everything else. I know that there is a brother involved, and it sounds like.
Oh, really quick, you guys.
Yes.
I am going to smoke a cigarette really quick because this is giving me cancer. Courtney, if you're still in chat, you should be able to jump in the voice call if you still want to, because I'm sure that you have a divine insight into this. You're welcome to if you so desire.
Yep.
Yeah.
She comes to save the day.
It should be open.
It's Courtney.
It's in the.
Now Malcolm gets to deal with all three of us after all.
I know. It's gonna be Yap Fest, Yap City, fluent in Japanese. If you join the Discord server, Courtney, you should still have all of your fucking.
Well, yeah, there's an option now on Duolingo. Don't judge me.
What's that called?
We can always do the just a robot stuff another time too.
What the fuck is that called, you guys? Perms. Oh, sorry. If you join the Discord server, you should have all your perms. I was like stroking the fuck out. I was like the things.
Cigarette. We'll quickly address Just a Robot.
The things. Okay. No, wait. But.
Oh yeah, me and you can talk about Just a Robot.
Okay. No, it's fine. Go ahead. No, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't want to hear it anyway. Go ahead. No, it's fine.
You're so offended.
No, go ahead. Talk about it. I don't care. No, I don't even care. Go ahead.
He's about to start smoking inside.
I know. I'm like, fuck you guys. I'm just gonna smoke right here. Okay, fine.
Fine. Really get in trouble.
No, I don't. Listen, I don't care at all. You guys just talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
We'll probably still be talking about it by the time you get back.
I fucking hate you guys. Okay, I'll be right back.
Taking over Malcolm's stream again.
How fucking dare you? Okay.
Okay, what did you know about Just a Robot before all this?
Let me see. So from I feel like I was subscribed to him and others from the Creep Show Art 2020 thing because she really blew the lid off of the art commentary community in like a massive way because it really was its own like little secure bubble thing prior to all of this. I don't even know that there's still an art commentary community. I think Nicholas Diorio is right. Like there's just commentary now. In the same way that they used to be like discussing like tea versus drama channels or whatever else. So hit court, I think that's like pretty weird. But then for him to listening to that phone call, it cannot be interpreted in any way other than he spent more time talking than she did. And it just comes off as, let me answer these things for you. I mean, listen, as somebody who's done defense for other people, I don't even sound like that, like jovial and convivial with any client, nor should you, because that's just irresponsible to be sounding like that whenever you don't know how it's going to be going. And you know that like, it's fine to be a friend and to be somewhat like sympathetic and say, yeah, you know what, you should post it like this and that'll be fine. But you still need to be realistic and be like, it's not like, girl, no.
He was straight up conspiratorial though. He was like,
absolutely. He was trying to do a cover up.
He was asking her leading questions. He kept saying, "Oh, it's okay. You'll get out of this drama. We'll get you out of this. I'll do this for you. I stayed up all night on Adderall editing my video for you." You know?
Everything's weird. Him admitting I'm a straight man, so I could be attracted to Cindy. What? I am blah 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 blah. Like I had other people. He sounds like he needed a lot of other people to co-sign his shit, so he's lost without Bio Convoy to be leading the charge, I think.
The worst one was when he was like, "Oh, she didn't groom that 14-year-old by sending her porn. She was just cooming with her."
Oh my god.
Normal.
I don't know how that is. Like, there are
still involved in a 14-year-old.
Or their father, or maybe an older sibling, if your younger sibling feels safe, like coming to you and saying, "What's all this about?" Maybe are the only people who should ever be trying to initiate talks about sex with 14-year-olds.
It wasn't even talks about sex. She was sending her cartoon porn of rape.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, so
and
yeah,
then
those
forcing
DMs
that,
were...
like, then listening to the Kumo call, Cindy forcing the 14-year-old to read the thing and then tell her what she thought about it is bizarre. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's bad.
Oh, I haven't heard that one yet. I've just seen the DMs between her and the kid. I've listened to Jar get roasted by Chud, and I listened to Chud watch his video.
Well, the irresponsibility of somebody not even reading through everything is insane.
No, he was like, in his video, he's like, "Oh, I thoroughly went through all this." And then he's talking to Chud like, "Well, actually, I didn't actually read all of it. I was going to, but I just assumed she was innocent."
I don't understand the whole need for there to be a distinction between... There is no difference, right? That's like being upset that, oh yeah, this person sexually assaulted them, but they aren't a groomer. But fucking what? They're still a monster. What?
She can't be a pedophile. She hasn't drawn any lolicon or Shotokan. It's like,
yeah,
that doesn't mean shit, bro. She's still like involving a 14-year-old in sexual talk for her own gratification.
And the thing that made me go into the stratosphere angry, I fucking hate it when anybody tries to say, and I don't think Jar is, but it is so common for pedophiles or child predators to say, "Well, the minor initiated it."
He did say that.
What's your fucking point?
I came back at a wild fucking time. Okay, cool.
Oh
I
yeah.
had babies say, "I want to go drive your car." You're the adult. You're supposed to say no. That is why you're the adult in this situation. What?
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, well, the 14-year-old started saying sex stuff, so I thought it was okay. It's like, you are fucking in your like 20s. No, you're the adult.
Parented.
What'd you say, Courtney? You're a little quiet.
I said, but Your Honor, they were gentle parented.
Oh my god. No. Okay, Court, what did you think of the June video?
Well, I think it's a good video, to be honest. I do like it.
Did he reach out to you at all to try and like talk to you, or did he just use like archival things?
No, he just used stuff from the Poppy interview, my own videos, and then for some reason asked Brittany questions about me. But he never talked to me, no.
Okay, so the only people he reached out to was Brittany, do you think?
No, he reached out to Brittany. I know he reached out to. I know him and KP did talk.
Okay.
I know a couple people offered to get me in contact with him back when he was first working on it, and I said he was free to contact me. People offered my contact info to him, but as far as I know, he didn't take them up on their offer to get my contact info. Which is fine. Like, to be honest, it's fine, because he didn't really talk about my allegations. And I get that. Like, the only qualm I have is stupid. It's just like, the one question you asked a third party about me was in, like, one of the other sources of my own voice saying it you could have used. That was an odd choice.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fuck up there, yeah.
But I can get him thinking I need somebody who's going to be hopefully like detached or distanced enough, and maybe Brittany provided that in some way, or Britt provided that in some way.
She does not like me though, so that's not a detached third party.
Oh well, then that's no bueno.
He may not have been aware of that though.
Like, the video I thought was good, but like, what the fuck is with the background with like, has Lily always just been a violent cuss? Because I heard you speculating about, I don't know if a teacher assaulted her or something like that, and maybe that's why she's acting out, and that could be, but she sounds like she has been unhinged and in need of severe intervention in some way that I don't know any parent could provide without support from any medical intervention of some sort for a long time.
How much time do you have? How much time do you have?
I mean, it's how much time Malcolm's wife lets us have.
Okay, I promise that I will keep my words per minute up and my total words down. Lily has had a full medical team since about 7 or 8 years old when she fucking snapped.
Okay.
Now, the me speculating on the teacher thing, that's because Lily herself has said that a teacher abused her, sexually abused her at school.
Okay.
This teacher she's named in one of her videos. The teacher's also dead right now at this point anyway. She died of breast cancer. But the thing is, I believe that it happened. Lily has tried to twist this to say that I knew it was happening at the time and did nothing to stop it. I would have been 6. I believe that it happened.
Crazy, you didn't stop that? That's nuts, dude.
No, how come you didn't beat up the teacher?
Come on now.
When she was 7 years old is exactly when her behavior changed and she became the unhinged freak that she is. And 7 is when she had this teacher, the teacher that she said abused her. It all kind of lines up. 7 is also around the time she started abusing or coercing me into shit. So it all just kind of lines up with, well, I guess the teacher did abuse you.
Is there anything else you think could have happened?
Oh, I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that Cameron didn't do the same thing to her that he did to me.
No,
Okay.
yeah, that would also explain a lot.
So that's another thing I'm trying to understand. So Cameron, chronologically, so your brother initiated this abuse against you and your sister.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Cameron's our half brother, so he's 6 years older than me and he's 5 years older than Lily.
Okay.
Always been a problem child. He's also a very aggressive, angry, violent person. And he was removed from our house when he was 12, about like 6 years into basically growing up with us, because he would constantly attack my father. In those 6 years that he was living with us, he was sexually abusing me for, as far as I can remember, 4 of them, for those 6 years. And he and Lily, I also remember my mother talking about him being caught with another girl my age around the time I was 4. And so I'm already not his only victim. His tactics with me were practiced and confident, so he'd obviously done it before. Him and Lily shared a bedroom because they were both AMAB children, and he had more access to Lily than he had to me. The maths. Plus, that's also where Lily would have learned half of her shit.
Yeah, well, that can happen too, that children who have been abused will go on to abuse other children.
Well, that's the thing is most child sexual assault is perpetrated by other children.
Mm-hmm.
And Lily's on this kick of trying to perpetrate, like, oh, CSA is often done by someone the victim knows. Okay, if you spend like 6 months talking to this person online and they're a kid, they think they know you.
Exactly. Yeah.
That can mean acquaintance. That can mean family friend. You know,
you spend
that could be like your soccer coach. Like that's not wrong, but it's not really right.
Well, it's the same thing like when they say that like most rapes in general are perpetrated by somebody you know, and it could just be somebody that you like meet at a party or you haven't like your class or like something like that.
Yeah,
like it doesn't mean that you're like you're not like
during recruitment.
It doesn't mean you're like fucking blood related or best friends for life. It just can mean like somebody that you know of. It's not just like some random fucking person you've never met before.
Yeah, it just means that nobody's just gonna like jump at you randomly off the street and like rape you. That's all that means. Well, sorry, it's not that it's not gonna happen. It's statistically unlikely to happen.
Yeah, it's more likely that it's somebody that you know. Yeah.
So she started acting out. But she seems to have like explosive anger. So,
always.
Okay, so that started. So that's what in a weird way fascinates me is usually someone would be exhausted by being this angry all the time. So I don't know how she's not.
But see, Lily gets a pass. So, see, what happened, like, Lily is the way she is mostly because of her child. Like, largely because of a lot of abuse and shit, but also because of just failings on her parents' part. Every time Lily was given a diagnosis, or a new diagnosis, a diagnosis change, a medication change, whatever, because this girl had, like, a medical team for 10 fucking years. Therapies, medications, fucking behavioral, like, centers. You name it, she fucking had it. And every time she would get into shit, like she would get violent at school and get detained by the police, and her parents would be called. Our parents would be like, well, she has a diagnosis. She's in therapy. Let's just let her off the hook. So nothing's ever been her fault because of her diagnosis. So that includes the angry fucking outbursts. And now it's just, well, it's not my fault. I've been abused.
Yeah, so none of that excuses, like, you're not responsible for your trauma, but you are responsible for how you handle it and how you treat others with it. Like, it's not wrong. It's wrong to continue to not.
And like one our parents loved to stick on was like, she can't help it. She can't control herself. It's not her fault. She can't read social cues. She's got the mental capacity of a 7-year-old, so it makes sense that she's 17 and hanging around with a gaggle of 6-year-olds calling them her friends.
No, I mean, I'm autistic, and I'm very big on you need to own your shit at some point. You need to work on your behavior at some point.
Like, June showed in one of the earlier videos that...
I'm just deafening really quick because there's like 250 of you bitches in here and there's not even 100 likes on the video. Can you believe that? That's transphobia. You guys better fix that right now. Unbelievable.
...of their fucking yards when their mothers aren't looking. To the point that their mothers would sometimes come knocking on our door going, where's our child? Because she was fucking known for it. But, oh, she mentally has the capacity of a 7-year-old, so it makes sense that she would think 6-year-olds are her friend.
But it's kind of like the thing that I think is interesting is it gives me Jimmy Savile vibes, in that Jimmy Savile was abusing kids for decades. But he always acted like, oh, I don't know that I really like kids. I don't want to hang out with them. Like, he never was married. He never had any kids. Was always very careful to have this very, like, I'm detached. I'm just doing this because Jimmy will fix it or whatever else. And would do nice things, but was...
diligence showing up at this hospital child ward for hours at a time. I'm just doing my due diligence. It's showing up.
Oh, yes, exactly. No, exactly. That's exactly it. So people were shocked because they were like, oh, he never talked about it. Well, that's because predators like know how to hide in plain sight. But it's interesting that Lily talks about how much she hates kids. Oh, I mean, it's almost like she is worried about presenting something. So she's swung so far to the other direction in a big way.
Well, and to be fair, like, especially culturally speaking right now, like, trans people are, and I had said this when I watched the video originally, is like, if you would have taken this discourse and you plopped it in the lap of like 2019, 2020, people would have been like kind of weird, like where it's like, oh, well, respect each other's kinks, like, people are working through trauma, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is that there are so much of the discourse is framed around being sensitive to trans people, where even when trans people do like really fucked up shit, people are still kind of like, well, should we do this right now? And my answer is always like, fuck yeah, dude, step on the gas. Like, these people shouldn't be anywhere fucking around us. Like, that's my perspective.
Like everybody else.
That's my perspective. 100%.
Saying you can't criticize me because I'm a lesbian. Ooh.
Yeah.
No. And
incidental to them also being a monster.
No, and culturally, it's just like a big faux pas in like leftist ooh spaces. And something that I've said for a long time, and I 100% stand by this, is that people who are predators, and I'm not saying like trans trenders or like people are faking being trans or blah, blah, blah. What I'm saying is that people with specific predilections sometimes will take advantage of certain tight-knit communities in order to like exist as somebody who is predatory without criticism. So I think, do you guys know who Eli Ehrlich is? I think I'm saying that right.
I don't
know.
No, that doesn't sound familiar.
Eli Ehrlich is like a big trans influencer. She was big on the DIY HRT shit or whatever the fuck, like when that was a thing. Anyway, a couple of years ago, it got outed that she has been like sexually assaulting people in like a pretty fucked up way. Like obviously all sexual assault is fucked up, but like, you know, like making people bleed, like pressuring people into doing shit that they don't want to do, like pretty like uncomfortable shit to hear about or whatever. And I remember very specifically reading about that, and I was like, holy shit, like I should do a video on this. And people were like, well, she's getting like a lot of shit right now from like kiwi farms and stuff. And I was like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, true. Everybody's pissed right now. Rightfully so. I hear you. But I remember like having that moment where I was like, well, should I make a video on it? And I never ended up doing it. But I was like, well, the thing that's frustrating is like you're put in this horrible position, especially as people like that are on the left and that are woke or whatever the fuck you want to say, where it's like, I don't want to like crucify someone for being trans and like add to that. But at the same time, it's like, why do these people get a free pass? And that's something that's always been frustrating to me, is that like people aren't willing to accept. And again, I'm not saying like, oh, trans trenders or people are faking being trans or whatever, but predators thrive in communities like this where we sweep for each other because we share like a similar demographic or characteristic or whatever the fuck. Like this is where predators love to sit.
Where you back the blue no matter what, right? No matter what the actions are.
Lack of nuance, because I have people at me right now saying, oh, you're just like the right-wing grifter because you don't like Sweet Baby Inc. And I was like, yeah, I don't like consulting firms that make up problems and convince corporate suits to give them money and then bother creatives when they're trying to make something. Yeah, I don't like those people. They don't represent me. I can hate them. Just because some conservatives also hate them doesn't change anything.
No, people are just like way too into team sports.
Than she's been trans.
Sorry, Courtney. I cut you off, Courtney. Finish your. Sorry. Go ahead.
So Lily's also been like an obvious pedophile longer than she's been obviously trans. So.
Well, and I just don't think that people deserve like a pass for that kind of shit. And like, I'm not a no true Scotsman kind of person where it's like, I think that believe it or not, this is going to be a fucking insane take. Are you ready? I think that you can be trans and a pedophile. I think that those two things are, you know, it's totally possible.
Can't be two things.
I know, crazy. Like people that are like, oh my god, like I know this person isn't trans because they're a pedophile. It's like you could literally be anything and be trans.
You can't be the good thing and a bad thing at the same time.
Dialectics. Leftists love it until it's a real fucking material thing. But like it drives me fucking insane because it's like, sure, like I can, you know, be a good noodle.
Cognitive dissonance for me. Trans lives matter and they always matter, but pedophiles should die. So I just don't know.
It's too difficult. It's too difficult.
It all out.
Pedophile is an adjective. Trans is not. Or sorry, no, pedophile is a verb. Trans is not. That's what I meant.
I knew what you meant.
Oh, canceled.
But I was like, oh. And I think if you're a pedophile, I think that cancels out anything else you are, honestly.
Well, and that's what I had said when I was watching the fucking big long, you know, trauma video or whatever the fuck. I was like, this video is how long, and we're just now getting into it. Like, if somebody levies severe accusations like that, if you're not guilty, you're just like, no. You're not like, well, I mean, technically speaking, ebophilia. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, I know right now that you're full of shit, that you're guilty just by that statement alone, bro. If I have to watch like almost a 3-hour fucking video on your explanation on why you're not a pedophile, I think it's a little too late. I think it's a little too late for you.
He thinks the lady doth protest too much.
Exactly.
The inability to even acknowledge or apologize and say, wow, you know what? I really, like with the one miner who ended up in the stream where she was topless, and she said, I don't even know if you're listening to this or watching this, but I guess I'm sorry. Well, no, you're not.
But then she went and took it back by like in like two more minutes. She's like, actually, no, I'm not sorry. It was your fault for being there to begin with.
Well, yeah, which is very bizarre, right?
Because she was like, Because someone said, why did you flash the camera on one of your streams? She went, it was fun. So when you said you were sorry, you were full of shit then. You weren't sorry. We knew you weren't.
That's like the most pedo shit ever is when you're like, well, it's the kid's fault. It's like, that right there is the issue.
Yeah.
Why is it 18 plus? The kid who said, why is it 18 plus in your server, and you said, click the link and find out.
That is like the most pedo shit ever.
Anyway.
It was the kid's fault.
Somebody who particularly, like, peddles their content to kids to be so...
Oh, but she doesn't.
Flippant.
If you ask her. Oh,
What?
She doesn't make her content for kids. She makes her content for the other adults who watch kids' content.
That is weird. That sounds like a PDF support group. What do you mean?
Excuse me, they're called maps now. Excuse me, it's map.
Young kids aren't going to be interested in her kind of content, just nitpicking shows and shit. But, I mean, it is, yeah, a lot of it is to piss off.
But it has Steven Universe. So if I'm a kid and I'm going on YouTube and Googling or just looking up Steven Universe and that comes up, what?
Bro, that's like the biggest fucking problem.
She's making content for, so that's not her problem.
It 100%. That's like the biggest fucking thing that is so irritating is like if
Kid
you
isn't gonna sit through that video.
like, and that's a big problem with social media in general, and that's why like if you're somebody who like cares about not actually like hurting children or whatever the fuck is like if you're making content that you know like realistically if you make a video and it's like Steven Universe the best things or the worst things about it, kids are going to watch that, period. Even if it is like, you know, like you don't primarily do kids content or whatever. It's like, yeah, kids watch Steven Universe. They're going to YouTube it. They're going to see your video and they're going to watch it. Like you have to be so tactful.
Not face, but a cartoon. Like the kid is more likely to click on the cartoon about the cartoon than they are the real person about the cartoon.
Listen, don't even get me started. That's why I fucking hate Lolly. Don't even get me started on that.
A lot of people were like, a lot of people have told me they did watch her when they were like 11 or 12 too. So on the My Little Pony
kids stuff. YouTube.
Oh yeah, I know.
Lolly should be locked up. I said what I said.
Illegal in
I'm not explaining myself.
Oh, also, I wanted to touch on this. Lily talking about Lolita is really funny because that book is banned in Canada.
Slay. Let's go, Canada.
Do you think she wants to become an American? Because I will personally do everything I can to stop that immigration application.
She's never going
easily.
She's never going to leave Canada.
If her and Michaela were actually married, it would be so easy for her to get a green card and come to America.
I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure I found the marriage certificate. The thing is, the only thing that would confirm it is that Michaela would have had to have actually been in the country, like in the province. She would have had to be present for it to actually be legal.
Well, and to be fair, Lolly is federally illegal in the U.S. as well, so there's nowhere to hide.
In Canada, visual, written, any sort of depiction of a child in a sexualized or sexual manner is child porn.
Everybody's being so brave, being like pedophiles are bad. This is so brave, you guys.
There's a cure for pedophilia. Lead poisoning.
I was going to say there's one, but...
Lead poisoning.
In a video game, of course.
In Minecraft.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Maybe accidentally.
In Minecraft, of course.
Barbie, also, you asked when Lily started her YouTube. She was like 14 or 15 when she did.
Yeah, so has she ever had any real person jobs? Like, not that YouTube is very lucrative, but like a job in which she has to do customer service.
She had 2 shifts at Tim Hortons and then made up a couple of more like mediocre customer service jobs that I don't think she actually worked.
Okay, what the fuck is Tim Hortons? What is? I've been wanting to ask for so long.
Coffee shop. It's
a coffee shop?
Tim Hortons is.
I'm not Canadian. I don't know what the fuck Tim Hortons is.
It's America now.
It is very good, actually. Their donuts are top tier.
What? Where do you even go?
Canadian Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, okay. I was like, where do you even go to procure?
Everywhere.
Okay.
You blink and there's a Timmy's.
Yeah.
We call it Timmy's, by the way.
What?
Sorry, geez, my bad. Sorry, guys, my bad. Sorry.
It was started.
Do you feel like June at least did like a good coverage of what happened with you? Because I thought that was the part where I'm glad he went through it chronologically. I mean, if he had started with what had happened with you guys, like younger, but I'm glad that he did it with like you appearing on the internet and everything else. I wish he didn't devolve into the fight with like Poppy and Zeta because fuck both those kids, but still.
He didn't talk about my accusations at all. He talked about what I said Aaron did. He didn't touch on my accusations about Lily at all. And, like, I actually liked the video up until he started talking about me, simply because he got a lot of things, like, very wildly incorrect. First of all being the Facebook messages that Poppy shows in the stream that a Kiwi farmer got by messaging me, like, the day after I found out about Lily. And, like, showing the ones where I dead name and misgender her.
Okay, wait.
Sorry.
No. Okay, so wait, how was that wrong? Yeah.
Well, because he says that was me reaching out to Poppy, that those messages were me reaching out to Poppy for the first time, which is wildly untrue.
Oh, okay.
I also found it weird that, like, he brought up the fact that I was on Poppy's stream to not touch on, like, what I actually said Lily did to me, and then bring up, like, vaguely like what happened with me and Poppy, except he presented it as if I was just flirting with her and it went bad. Which, I mean, in terms of, like, the perspectives of it, the therapist YouTuber and the just disclosed, like, incest victim dynamic, that wasn't in any way presented as coercive as it should have been.
Yeah, I think it's just as inappropriate as Jar messaging and talking to Cindy as much, like, and asking Cindy to fall asleep on the phone with him or something else. So yeah, I think it really was and could have been coercive, because if I remember correctly, you said, yeah, I kind of did, but this was because this was the largest platform that actually wanted to talk about Lily and talk about what the fuck she's been doing all this time. So whether there was attraction or not, like, there never should have been any beginning from her.
No, and, like, he also glosses over the fact that, like, he's like, oh, Poppy apparently sent her some furry porn or something. It was sibling incest furry porn right after I just, like, there was context around some of the things that he said, that it was either include the context or don't bring it up, because I don't understand why you're bringing it up contextual without context.
That's fair, yeah. I expected a few inaccuracies.
No, I think that's a good point, though. Because I don't know, like, what it is that I would want to emphasize more, but she is, like, an active danger, it sounds like, to any community that she's in. But I also don't know, she's not even, like, she's not a Colleen Ballinger, right? She's not a Pied Piper for an audience. I mean, she is a mean old cuss. So
that's just because the audience isn't big enough, though. If it was big enough...
Oh, okay. Touche.
She
also draws in, like... She draws in, like, a lot of very vulnerable people.
She does. And she also does, like, don't ever question me again to her own fans. She gaslights her own fans into posting, oh, I get why you yell at us all the time, Lily. It's because we're horrible.
Yeah, like, she attracts people with really low self-esteem and people who are very autistic, and she kind of preys on childish, underdeveloped
She dated a fucking
adults.
fan at first.
Yeah.
It's the Leo Convoy archetype.
Yeah, okay, but she didn't tell Michaela, you have to wait until you're 18 before I add you to the inner circle publicly, like she did with Lola, or with Ginger. She didn't have, like,
oh my god.
There's not proof online of Ginger, like, publicly posting on Tumblr to Lily, with Lily responding to it, going, oh, can I send you, what's your cup size so I can draw you naked? Did you get the naked picture of you that I sent you? Did you get it?
Yeah.
You guys, please.
She just, like, reposted and liked. And then as soon as Ginger was 18, she's like, we're dating now.
No more.
Malcolm's good Christian stream here is being ruined.
Fuck you. I'm Catholic. The distinction is important. Okay? Anyway, carry on.
Oh, pardon me.
Oh, also, June can't help that Lily's ugly. That's her genetics.
I just work
here. She looks like
here.
her fucking father, and that's not June's problem.
I just work here. I don't know.
Just the whole, like, oh, she has stubble in those pictures, so it's bad, and it's like, well,
I'm cis and I have a bit of a mustache. What does that mean?
Yeah, I noticed some hairs on my chin today that I didn't get rid of before I went out. I was very upset with myself.
Shave my arms because I'm hairy. Does that mean nobody's allowed to post pictures of me without my arms shaved?
I guess you can make that argument. Like, you could just say, "Oh, that's
I don't know that Lily
tried to do this. Hair and I shave. Delete it."
God bless. Also, I don't know that Lily, like, the fixation on Josh Scorcher and her continued vitriol towards him after he's filed a cease and desist. Weird.
I know that one.
Oh, okay.
Josh weirdly, so when Lily was friends with Josh weirdly resembled Lily's older half brother.
I didn't.
The whole like, oh, I'm in the military thing.
So there was like some hero worship or Big Brother worship there.
Well, when Lily was cosplaying as Tara was fucking both her older brother and her younger sister.
Of course.
Who and Tara's older brother was in the military.
Is that the one that died from exposure, or is that a different one?
I hate that
No, that
so
was the younger
much.
sister.
I hate it.
The older brother died in the military.
Oh, which one died of exposure? One of them died of exposure,
That was
right?
the younger sister.
Okay, based. Okay. Just want to make sure. Sorry.
Because she wanted to run up to Canada because she just wanted to fuck her older sister so badly.
And then she froze to death in the snow.
I hate when that happens.
She
I mean,
crossing a province that she wouldn't have actually had to touch if she was actually like hitchhiking. Lily went flight, and that's it.
It's so God, it sounds like a fan fiction, you know?
And like, I mean, I did like the part where, because June didn't specifically touch on like what me outright saying that Lily like flat out raped me in my sleep, but he did do a really good job of like drawing the connections between different parts of my interview with Poppy and like direct quotes from Stockholm.
Yes. I like how he tied all of her fan fiction together, and he front loaded it with the history of that to show how it ties into these real life
because that's when I started seeing like, oh my god, Stockholm was written either like to process these things, but then it also like Stockholm was written to, I don't know, like perpetuate more harm against you in a bizarre way because she put such a graphic thing out there. I don't know. It's very ugh.
She started Stockholm a few months after the last time she ever saw me in person.
Really?
I had been out of the house for at least 2 years at that point. I decided I was still on speaking terms with my parents. We were trying to work things out because they were sort of like trying to be understanding of the fact that I've got trauma from the fact that Cameron raped me.
Right.
Before we were denying it. And I went for a visit, and Lily was there. She was still living at home. That was the last time she saw me. And shortly after she saw me, she started writing Stockholm. And I think that's because I was once again sleeping in that room next to her with the door locked.
Who
is he? I slept in that under the same roof as her for like 2-3 days.
I said before, everything she does in her writing, in her reviews, everything comes back to all of her personal grudges. So that, from what I know of Lily and her patterns, that would make complete sense.
She said she went to college. That's a half truth. She got student loans and started an undergraduate degree and then dropped out like 2 weeks into it.
I mean, her writing and her vernacular reads like that, yes.
Oh, that's God. Because she hasn't actually participated in school since about 7th grade. After she started like becoming an actual like super behavioral problem and like really, really violent. And like it didn't matter what her grades were. No teacher wanted her a second year. They're like, I will fucking quit if you put that bitch in my class again. So she just got pushed.
I'm kind of shocked. Did she ever, and she doesn't have to, but I'm shocked that having met other people who've gone through like incredibly traumatic growing up that like with overt like abusive sexual things and other things, I'm shocked that she didn't go down a path of like addiction at some point to both like quiet the noises and the voices that were coming up for her and numb feelings that would pop up based upon whatever would happen, right? Even if you haven't fully, like, did she ever rely on anything like that?
Well, no, but I don't think she really had to, simply because some of the drugs the doctors had her on before she was 18, you can't put kids on anymore.
Oh, like, really? Okay.
Yeah, like she was on Seroquel when she was like 15, 16.
Okay.
And they switched the drugs up on this kid so often, I would not be surprised if just the sheer amount of pharmaceuticals that were introduced to her brain at such a young age just scrambled it.
See, and I have a hard time with that because part of me thinks absolutely you have to have that because I don't know if she's a sociopath or a psychopath or whatever, but obviously whenever a child is presenting those sorts of things, I would want a medical intervention team and I would want people to be taking care of her, but trying to keep them drugged up in a state where they're just compliant or like chemically lobotomized is also not it either.
See, that wasn't even the goal. Like, Lily was never a zombie anytime that she took the meds. And the thing is, she never
really okay.
Like, she never took the meds reliably enough to actually be affected by them because she was never compliant with medication. And after 16, my parents couldn't force her to take meds anymore.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Yeah. And my parents weren't really like, my parents gave up at the first hurdle, so if Lily was going to put up enough of a stink, they wouldn't bother trying to get her to take her meds.
She's oddly straight edge too, I've noticed. It's almost like a Nissan. She bitches about weed.
Yeah, the teetotaling, I don't trust a teetotaler.
She's
I'll never
bitching
What the
about not
fuck
being
is a
able to get- she's bitching
teetotaler?
about not getting Adderall, though.
What's a teetotaler? What the fuck is that?
A teetotaler is an annoying asshole who isn't like a recovering addict or something else, but has been dry and doesn't drink, doesn't do any drugs or anything else their whole life. They're insufferable. President Trump is a
so
teetotaler.
Mormons. So a Mormon. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
We're also
Big old Mormons.
Got it. Okay, just checking. Sorry.
The hardest thing through their system is ginger ale or Ovaltine, and it's just annoying.
A gingerbread cookie.
Honestly,
I think she drinks cider. I think she drinks
masturbation.
cider, and that's it.
If gingerbread was made to stop, or yeah, it was gingerbread was made to stop masturbation.
Doesn't work on me.
so those are things that
Please.
So those are things that I'm always like shocked by, because if she likes throwing all these smoke screens and smoke shows as cover and shadow and everything else, and veils of like shields for all of her actions. I'm just shocked that she hasn't even pretended to be like blitzed or something else whenever she's flashing all of her minor fans. I expect her to just begin live streaming and stop making driven content because of the super chat aspect, and because she's going to get desperate enough to both want that feedback and attention and want to make money.
I mean, she started streaming on YouTube when I did.
She also bitched at a fan one time for sending her gifted subs on Twitch because she didn't like the noise. And this person paid like to the tune of $180 on these gifted subs, and she's like, I told you all to only donate to me through PayPal because Twitch takes a cut, and this noise is hurting me. It's hurting me, you guys. Like she was bitching at someone for giving her money wrong. I don't know how she has fans. I really don't.
Yeah, guys, don't give anybody money. True. Base.
That was my Lily voice, by the way. I do that sometimes.
She just has sycophants.
I know,
but seriously defends her at this point is cut from the same cloth, and you cannot.
Yeah, they're either also a degenerate, or they're just some poor, heavily autistic person who is just so browbeaten by her, you know, or both. Could be both.
No, I said shout out Lolo.
Oh, yeah, I feel bad for Lolo. She treats Lolo so fucking horribly on streams. Like it's like she's abusing this girl right in front of an audience, you know, and she doesn't even care.
No, because that's how she's lived her life. It's not her fault. She has a diagnosis. That's why when she threatened to fucking shoot up the school and the cops found her manifesto, she wasn't charged.
We were talking about was she a Columbine groupie?
She wrote a manifesto.
Yeah, but was she a Columbine groupie?
Bitch, what other fucking school shootings had happened at that point? That was like the one. What other one would you be a fucking groupie of?
There must have been.
That was like the one. Especially if you're Canadian, that's the one.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, yeah, true. That's what you fucking hear of.
It was just called that. Okay, and that Molgoth photo of her, that was her dressing up like Rittenhouse.
Listen, don't even start talking about that right now.
Up.
No, don't start talking. No.
Shut up.
No. Next question.
That is a lie.
I love those kids.
Oh my fucking god,
She
bro.
idolized them because she wanted to do the same thing. She used to constantly. Okay, you guys don't get it, all right?
I'm scared.
Growing up with Lily meant someone screaming about slitting my throat in my sleep. It must be Tuesday. I should take out the garbage.
Has she ever used a gun at all, though?
No, she's fucking Canadian, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? They don't even have guns.
The brother too. The brother talks about gun control in America, and he's fucking Canadian. I don't know what's wrong with that.
They might as well be like fucking reindeer. Canadian gun owners, get out of here.
Cameron just wants to be his dead grandfather, who was an American. The funny thing is that Cameron doesn't seem to realize that Hank offered our mother money to abort his ass.
Oh my god, dude, what the fuck?
Said, hey, the dude dipped on you after knocking you up. Don't have this kid. I'll pay for the abortion, and I'll pay you.
Based.
Listen, I'm just gonna derail slightly and say these colors don't run. Red, white, and blue. Let's go. Gun girlies, rise up. Second Amendment. America's the greatest country in the world. Okay, slay. Carry on,
Karen
guys.
tried to get
Back-to-back World War champs, baby.
Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Just call ourselves peacekeepers to like move the goalposts and dunk on
Yeah,
you.
peacekeepers with our freedom bombs, you know.
Oh, please.
So we're liberating the world. One fucking tomahawk missile at a time. Let's go.
Also, Tara was made up when Lily was like 15. She started out at home.
Yeah, I was talking about how she was like an
Made
imaginary
up as what,
friend.
though? Like a different personality or aspect of herself?
No, just somebody she would made up to blame things on.
How it started was, this was Lily's new friend that she made, was Tara. It's like, okay, well, who's this Tara? Oh, she's this 14-year-old girl. She got raped by some guy in the trailer park. He got convicted. Don't worry about it. She's pregnant, wants me to raise the baby with her. Seriously, who is she?
Yeah, best imaginary friend ever.
And you've never seen her. No one's ever seen her.
No, because every time we would leave the house, Lily, being an antisocial little fuck, would never want to come with us, despite being invited. So we would come back, something would be missing, or broken, or tampered with, or whatever, and Lily would be like, "Oh, Tara was over. It must have been her."
I hate when that happens.
Like, in like 6 months, Tara all of a sudden went from being pregnant to having a 3-year-old, whose name was Lily.
Benjamin Button-ass, let's go.
You can see where her writing skills come from, yeah.
No, but for real, I gotta use that shit. You guys gotta help me think of like a second personality so when the dishes aren't done, I'm like, that wasn't me, that was Greg. That's crazy.
Calvin Tara.
Calvin Tara? Are you kidding? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Calvin Tara. I'm writing that down. That's beautiful.
Calvin Tara is perfect. I think that's a great person to be like, babe, I can't help it. Calvin Tara needed me. They were in crisis.
Where the fuck are my sticky notes?
The thing is, like, I'm pretty sure Lily made up Tara to see how me and our parents would feel if I woke up at 14 with a rape baby.
What?
You think she was really thinking?
Wait, what? I missed that. Rape baby, what? Hang on, back up. Pause. Where did we... How did we get here?
I said I'm pretty sure that Lily first started Tara to see how our parents and I would feel if I woke up at 14 with a rape baby. Because between the age of 13 and 14, that's the 1 year that I am positive Lily was raping me in my sleep. And I'm pretty sure her goal was to fucking impregnate me.
What?
Because she used to get real disappointed every time I'd point out, no bitch at 14 is waking up with a rape baby and keeping it, dude. What are you talking about? They're not gonna ask you to raise it, of all people.
She take that as a challenge. I mean,
and then she went on to use Tara to like see what she could get by with, like get away with Brit, and then she used Tara to see what she could get away with the internet. Like,
I wish that I was Calvin Tara right now because Malcolm doesn't want to fucking be here. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Calvin Tara, please. Calvin Tara, please switch in.
Worse than anything Lily herself has claimed to write.
Tag me in, bro. Tag me in, Calvin. Fuck.
That's just...
She uses
Was
Tara.
she nice to you whenever you guys were, I guess, both awake? Like, what was your relationship like?
It depends on the year.
Okay, everybody pause. Quick pause. Silence. A trans woman is speaking. Here's the deal. Because I think that I'm getting cancer. I'm going to smoke one more cigarette because I need it. Okay? It's like a need. It's not a want. It's a need at this point. Okay? I'm going to go smoke. Go to the bathroom. When I come back, we'll wrap up. So you guys yap. I'll spare myself the psychic damage. And then if bitches have questions, Barbie, I know that you're a chat hawk. So if bitches have questions, you guys can do that. I'll say we'll put a cap on it for like 20 minutes, okay? That way I can heal from my psychic damage. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your time and your trauma. I really appreciate it. But anyway, thank you for sharing your trauma with me. I hope everyone feels so safe. Okay, so I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette because I have to, and then go to the bathroom, come back. We'll cap this in like 20 minutes. So if you guys have questions, Barbie is my chat hawk. So you guys do that.
This is what happens whenever your therapist has to leave your therapy session because you made them cry. Like, this is what's going on right now.
It's like, hang on, let me rephrase that. Let me try that one more time. So it feels like right now that we're kind of sharing a lot of really big feelings. And like, I can tell that that's kind of like a lot for you. And to be fair, it's kind of a lot for me too. So I think that the best thing for us right now is just to take a minute and process separately. And then we can reconvene in a little bit once we've both had time to think. How was that? Was that good?
That
You're
was
too good
ideal.
at that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, beautiful. Okay, I'll be right
Snacks for
back.
you right now.
Right, I'll be right
I
back.
think he's been practicing.
I think I actually saw Calvin. I think I actually saw Calvin Terra's mind. God, I'm gonna only call him that now from now on.
Like
Calvin
this
Terra's
topo's
mind
forming
literally
now.
stop. Yeah, and do like the I'm rebooting over and over again after that. I mean, I'm not to belittle that, but holy shit, Courtney.
Welcome to my life, guys.
Yeah, I mean, but was she ever interested in having a child? Was she like this Christian thing with I'm gonna have a daughter one day? Was she ever like that?
No.
Okay.
So does she even? Well, again, it's very Jimmy Savile-esque, and I use that knowingly because it's the very same of my content all caters to kids, but I don't really like kids at all. I don't really do any of these things with kids or anything else. But then still,
I mean, she said online that she's wanted to have kids, but she never said it like in our childhood or in our youth.
Okay. Yeah, she has said that online. Like a couple. Like I don't like. I feel like that's just something she says though. I don't think she really even like means it or thinks about it logically.
Now, when people ask her about it, she's like, "Yeah, maybe if like a 1-bedroom apartment wasn't $1,000 a month." It's like that's not your apartment though, Lily. You live in a building that caps out
you're
like
on benefits, you son of a bitch.
You're in subsidized housing, you fuck.
That's why I'm always wondering if her whole line about how I have to do this to pay rent is just she knows that's something adults say, and so she just says it, but she doesn't because she doesn't have to pay rent per se, right?
I mean, it sounds like it's a good thing that she doesn't know that if you have a child, you can exploit the government for even more. So maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah,
but she has to find somebody to carry it. The thing is,
Michaela? Is Michaela also AMAP?
Yes.
Oh,
Don't think that's happening anytime soon.
No, there better be not one surrogate. Dear God, please.
No.
Please.
In Canada is really tricky. There's a lot of shit around surrogacy.
Yeah, it should be hard to do.
Yeah, it's because Canada's really big on like people not being surrogates for money.
Okay.
People are so easily exploited that way. That's why, really.
The other thing is adopting a kid costs like $10,000 at the very least. Plus the qualifications Lily wouldn't pass. Being a foster parent, Lily wouldn't pass the qualifications. You can't be on assistance and be a foster parent. So like she's never going to have access to children other than the 2 that Cameron lets her have access to.
That's good. Well, it's not good that she has access to those 2, but it's good she doesn't have access to any others.
I mean, frankly, I'm waiting for the email that says like, hey, I saw your video. Me too.
Oh. From another kid or from
Cameron's kids.
How old are they?
I think the older one's like 8 or 9, and the younger one's like 6 or 7.
They wouldn't really have an online presence or anything. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I would feel super compelled to go there and like steal them and save them. So, that's not a fun position to be in. Canada, I'm coming for you. First off, we got to talk about Robert Picton and the way you bungled that case. Second off, I don't know why you're not charging kids for abusing other kids just because they happen to be related to one another.
Oh, it's
also, somebody asked in the chat, the Stockholm mob incest, do you think that's part of her fantasy to court?
Great time to come back. Wow.
I think it's just incest in general that she kind of likes. I don't know. It seems to be.
See, the thing is, Lily's been saying to me since when we were kids, she started asking me what I felt about incest. And when I would respond with disgust, she would come back with, I think incest between siblings is the purest form of love there is. And she's also love.
Ew.
Where do you think she would have gotten that? Where do you think she would have gotten that from?
I don't know. Probably. I really don't know. That's the thing. I don't know where that would have started.
The internet? Because we know she has like Sankaku Complex accounts. We know she's played this anime sister fucking game. So I wonder if she got a lot of it from Well, Cameron too.
Oh wait, somebody just asked in the chat. Question for Courtney: did Lily ever mention Liana and Emily Gaudet, who I think is an evolution for the original version of Terra, who then changed to the one we know from Night Spark?
Gaudet is the last name of a friend that she used to have, who was AMAB, not AFAB. First of all,
Okay.
No, but that's the only way I know that name. But that was Corey.
Is that something she mentioned before?
No. First it was Tara. It was only ever Tara. That's the thing. And then, because inevitably she ended up meeting Brittany while I was still living in the house, and it was because because Brittany was online. As soon as she started talking about Brittany, we thought, oh, you just changed Tara's name to Brittany. Like we didn't even think Brittany was real.
So you guys all knew Tara Callie was fucking horseshit even back then.
Oh yeah, the second it came out of her mouth, it was like, okay, no, really. And then every time she would, oh, Tara did it. Even our parents would be like, we know Tara's not real. What the fuck? And then it got to the point where they would just ignore her saying it was Tara and just punish her for the thing that they knew she did.
So she just went online to say, no, it wasn't me, it was Tara.
Yeah. And then it was like, oh, well, Brittany said this. And it's like, okay, I don't care if you change Tara's name to Brittany. We're still not going to believe that she's real.
Yeah, not on.
The funny thing is, inevitably, she ended up showing Brittany to our mother on a video call to prove she was real. She never did that with Tara. She never proved Tara was real.
But she did allegedly beat her up in jail, prison.
In the cop's letter, yeah.
Was that before or after she died the second time or first time?
Good question.
And after she died the first time.
Because apparently she's dead now too. Like she also died
Rest
in
in
prison.
peace.
Apparently,
That's so sad and tragic.
right?
I
also love the whole like description Lily has in those chat logs where it's like, oh, a 9-year-old came and sat down next to me and talked about the mean lady and patted my shoulder, and it's like, okay, a 9-year-old.
The 9-year-old knows the names of all the inmates in jail. True.
No, they just said the mean lady. But no, wait, the 9-year-old being questioned for sexual assault is not going to be with their parents in the police station. No, they're going to be finished their questioning. They're going to be left to wander the police station, sit next to what was a fucking 6-foot cis male, randomly sitting there, and just chat him up.
That's normal,
It's so obviously fake. It's so obviously fake. It's
that
so
totally
funny.
happens.
It's like those tweets where people like say, my kid is so smart, they said this, and it was clearly something a child would never say.
And then everyone clapped.
Yeah. And that child's name was Albert Einstein.
I don't know, I just got impressed.
What the fuck?
Like 3 whole syllables.
Hang on, I have an image of Calvin Terra. Calvin Terra is a real person. I just want to show everybody this. Calvin Terra is real, so just as evidence.
This is like your childhood friend that you had a big old falling out over, probably over your wife, because neither of you would want to share her, which makes sense.
That looks real to me. It's absolutely real to me.
That's Calvin. Sorry.
100%.
Yeah. So if anybody says
validate their existence, I guess.
If anybody says
crazy, die in the snow.
If you guys hear any crazy shit, it wasn't me. It was Calvin. He just says shit sometimes. Sorry. He just be saying shit. I don't know.
He just be talking. Sometimes I'm like, girl, why did that laugh come out of your mouth?
Girl. Okay. Final question for me, Barbie, and everybody else here. Do you think that I think that we should get Lily and Tomfoolery together to tell their prison stories together? I think that'd be great. I would really like that.
Oh my god, yes. Both.
Really like
yes. And then we should have an actual former convict come in and laugh at both of them.
I agree. I'm here for that. Okay, base.
I bet I know somebody who could do something like that. I do know somebody who just got out for wire fraud and a white collar crime. That would be an interesting little take.
I think that would be fun. I'm here for it.
Especially with his bone being broken in 3 places and his legs are now shorter from one over the other.
Slay, let's go.
Oh my god. You got smoked.
All right, you guys. Round table. Final thoughts. Because I have taken so much psychic damage, I don't think that I can recover.
You look dazed and confused right now.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
It always gets worse, Malcolm.
It unfortunately does, but that's okay.
You can take solace in the fact you're not related to her, so she's not into you.
My buddy was getting psychic damage from her cooking on his stream the other night. She can just injure anybody with anything.
I can say safely, like, it is quite nice that Poppy and Lily both don't think I'm hot. Mashallah, praise Christ. Thank you, King. Slay. God is good.
Hashtag make Stockholm only a city again and a syndrome.
Yes, please.
Let's go back to the good old days. I just want to talk about Patty Hearst and her Stockholm syndrome and stop this.
I miss the days when I thought my family was just offline.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Sorry that I pulled her out of that lake, guys. I should have let her
How
drown.
did you find out about Lily's antics online, actually?
Oh my god, this is funny. So I've stopped it now, had this long-standing tradition of every time my mother unblocks me on Facebook to try and find pictures of me, I harass the fuck out of her, publicly with all the shit that her son did to me. So I was going to do that one time, and then she blocked me, but I wasn't finished. So I went and searched my mother's name on Google to find some other way to go throw shit in her face. And I found, I think it was like 4 pages deep on the Google search, skimming through like excerpts, and all I see is Jodine Pete's daughter Lily. And I'm like, hold the phone.
She's going to dehydrate.
She doesn't have a daughter.
Do you want some water?
Because I didn't know Lily was trans at this point.
Oh.
No.
Click on the link.
I knew she'd break sooner or later.
And it happens to be an Encyclopedia Dramatica link, and I see the whole like the names and shit associated, and I'm like, oh shit, fuck. And that's why she has that one message for me on DeviantArt, because that's when I went, oh god, she's trans in our family. That couldn't have gone well. And then while I was waiting for her to inevitably get back to me, I did a little bit more digging just to see if I could like find a not dead account to reach her on. And that's when I found the whole Lily Orchard Stockholm thing, and I'm like, why is that ringing bells? Oh, I know what Stockholm is. I know what Stockholm is. And then I realized my sister wrote that.
So you just got it all at once. Yeah. Basically.
It was like maybe 2 hours after I had sent the DeviantArt message that I had like connected the dots with Stockholm. So I'm just sitting here going, oh god, here's my number. Fuck!
Oh,
I think we end on that note, Malcolm, because I don't think we're going to top that at all.
I know. That's amazing.
I was playing clips of Christina Yang screaming "sedate me" in the background. I'm sorry.
I think that's a sign. I think that's a sign we're done.
That's absolutely a sign.
Oh.
All right. I love you, ladies.
I'm the hottest lady in the
Just a heads
call.
up.
Nice hanging out with you.
Love you guys lots. Thanks for yapping. Peace and blessings. I'm gonna go and cry.
See you
Oh,
later.
love you, bye. Ah, you guys. It's okay. We're taking our deep breaths. We're okay. Everything's fine, guys. Everything's good. Everything's good. I can't imagine the psychic damage that Joontheking took when creating this video. I really can't. I really can't imagine. I pray for June. I hope that June is okay. I do this for you guys, Mandy. I do this for you guys. I do this for you guys. This is what I'm here for. Okay. Are you not entertained? It's it's what I'm here for. It's what I'm here for. Yeah. Been having a not great time, guys. June is a dark type, immune to psychic damage. I'm immune to very particular types of psychic damage. Truly depends on what it is. But it's okay. It's okay. We are gonna make it. We're just fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you, Willow, for the follow on Twitch. Also, Mindshell. Good to see you in Twitch chat, bud. It's been a minute. Thanks for dropping by. Therapy fund. I mean, I think that I want you guys to just role play with me for a minute. Like, imagine you are a therapist and somebody comes to you and they're like, I need to talk to you about this person online. Her name is Lily Orchard. And they start going into all this shit. Dude, Baker acted immediately. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. You're going to the funny farm forever. That's where you're going.
Who is he?
Thanks again for the follow on Twitch. Slay. Thank you. Yeah, I would also put in like my final notice. I'd be like, this is my last session, guys. I'm done for fucking ever. Never coming back. Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, I do this for you guys.